It sure is a feel-good morning on this gorgeous Tuesday, and we appreciate the fact that you've chosen to spend the next 3 hours with us right here on your feel-good breakfast show. It is Expresso on S3. A very good morning to you. My name's Carissa Cupido, and for the next bit, I get to hang out with the best in people, and of course, it's a Health Tuesday. It is a Relationship Tuesday, and we have to get into this conversation all around situationships. I know it might be a term you haven't heard before, but it's something we'll explore together. I'll hold your hand when I say this. Are situationships the way we should be going forward today? Have relationships evolved? Is love still something that we look forward to? Somebody that can discuss this with me is the gorgeous Zanele out in Joburg. Good morning, Zanele. How are we this morning?
Good morning, my stunning girl. I'm amazing. All the better for being with you here on our Feel Good Breakfast show. And Mzansi, I hope you're ready for everything that's coming your way, especially if you're someone who's there like, what is a situationship, Carissa? You are in for quite a surprise. However, my Carissa, are you ready for everything that's coming our way today?
No, listen, I am so ready. It is a Health Tuesday, so we're going to get into the details of everything to do with even PMDD and health when it comes to looking good. And somebody that I know looks good usually, but maybe could elevate his outfit with your help, Mzansi, is somebody by the name of Ryle. Hello, Ryle. Good morning.
That somebody has arrived, Mzansi. And maybe I arrived a little bit late this morning, and that's why I need your help, because I didn't even get time to change. But I thought, let me not stress. I got the whole of the country, the whole of the nation out there that can look out for me. And I want to say thank you for doing exactly that, because it's Tuesday, and we're coming through with another exceptional selection of 2 outfits that I just cannot decide between, all right? So let's tuck into what the options are this morning. We've first got this gray slim fitted chino. We've got a nice natural tone t-shirt with this beautiful blazer to match. It's giving Panama vibes. It's giving Where's My Yacht vibes, and I absolutely love it, paired with a lovely shoe as well, all from Woolworths. And then we've got option number 2 over here. So this is more of a straight cut. I'd call that like I don't know if the color's correct, but like a taupe, kind of a brownish color. And then we've got the beautiful striped pink golfer. Now that's a pop, that's a little piece of elegance there that I think is really adding to this look. And I don't know, that's where I've gotten to, and that's how far I can decide. And I need you to get me over the hurdle and come through and make me look good this Tuesday. So Mzansi, what's it gonna be? We've got option number 1 and option number 2. I'm leaving the power in your hands because they are ever so capable. So Mzansi, thank you again for helping me wear a beautiful look from Woolworths, and a reminder that you can get it too in-store, online, and of course on the app. With that being said, I think I'm ready. I hope you are as well, Mzansi. Come through and help me out, please. Please, please.
Oh, I know that I'm definitely going for the pink option. I love a man in pink. There's something so confident about that. But now that it's just gone 3 minutes after 6 o'clock, let's get into your news for this morning. Now we start out nationally, where Electricity Minister Josiense Ramokgopa says the government is collaborating with provinces to help struggling municipalities settle their Eskom debts. Now in Bloemfontein, he met with Free State MECs to develop plans ensuring municipalities meet their obligations. Municipalities collectively owe Eskom over 100 billion rand, while consumers owe municipalities over 380 billion rand, creating a severe financial crisis. Free State municipalities alone owe Eskom 26 billion rand. Now, Ramokgopa emphasized the need for cooperation between provinces and municipalities to resolve this issue and secure the country's electricity supply. In other news nationally, Deputy Justice Minister Andries Nel confirmed that police are pursuing the suspects behind the killing of Muhsin Hendricks, the world's first openly gay imam. Now, Hendricks, 57, was shot dead in broad daylight while in a car in Gqeberha on Saturday. Known for creating a safe haven for gay and marginalized Muslims, his death has knocked the LGBTQ+ community. Nel paid tribute, calling Hendricks a, quote, South African we can all be proud of. Hendricks once said his need for authenticity was greater than the fear to die. Our condolences go out to all those impacted and affected by his passing. Moving on to your international news, and we zone in on the continent, where the United Nations is requesting an additional $6 billion from international donors to continue its aid efforts in Sudan. Now, UN aid coordinator Tom Fletcher, speaking in Geneva, highlighted the dire situation caused by the 22-month war between Sudanese army and the RSF paramilitary group, which has displaced a fifth of the population and left half facing hunger. Now, Fletcher described the humanitarian crisis as, quote, shockingly large, noting widespread famine in at least 5 regions, child deaths from violence, and an epidemic of sexual assault. Meanwhile, Pope Francis, 88, will remain in Rome's Gemelli Hospital for treatment after being admitted on Friday for bronchitis tests and care. The Vatican reported that the pontiff is battling a, quote, polymicrobial infection in his respiratory tract. An update yesterday confirmed that the Pope is stable without a fever and continuing his prescribed treatment. Now, he expressed gratitude for the messages of affection and requested prayers for his health. Despite his condition, he remains in good spirits and continues to work and read. And we close up with this story where at nearly 74, wisdom, the world's oldest known bird, has once again returned to Midway Atoll National Wildlife Refuge in the Pacific Ocean to hatch yet another chick, proving that age is nothing but a number. The remarkable Laysan albatross, first banded in 1956, has produced 50 to 60 eggs in her lifetime, successfully fledging as many as 30 chicks, returning to the same nesting site each year. Though her longtime mate, Akiamai, hasn't been seen in years, Wisdom continues to court and dance with new partners, ensuring her legacy lives on. As she nurtures her latest chick, Wisdom remains a symbol of resilience and the enduring rhythms of nature. That's the kind of female empowerment I like to hear. So where we leave your 6 o'clock news, let's see what the sports is doing. Here's Raul with the latest.
Thank you so much, Chris. I absolutely love that. Not just the early bird getting the worm, but also getting a good dose of life. Now, moving on to all things sport and Nedbank Cup, where the holders Orlando Pirates face a tough away test against SuperSport United in the Nedbank Cup quarterfinals as they chase a third successive title. Now, Kaizer Chiefs travel to Stellenbosch FC, aiming for their first silverware since 2015. Now, Mamelodi Sundowns await the winner of Royal AM versus Milford FC, while Durban City host 2021 champions Marumo Gallants. Well, carrying on with sport headlines and moving to something absolutely exceptional. SuperSport United coach Gavin Hunt will take charge of his 999th top-flight game tonight against Kaizer Chiefs in the Betway Premiership. Now, the 60-year-old, in his 27th consecutive PSL season, has won 4 league titles and holds an impressive record of 415 wins in 998 matches. Now, his landmark 1,000th game will be against the Golden Arrows, taking place on Sunday. Well, sticking to football news and moving it abroad now, Bayern Munich coach Vincent Kompany expects Harry Kane to be fit for tonight's Champions League clash against Celtic. Now, despite the striker missing training after a knock in Saturday's 0-0 goalless draw with Bayern Leverkusen, a final decision will be made later today. But Bayern remain unbeaten at home in the competition since April 2021. While moving from football to rugby news, and the 2025 Varsity Cup season began, and that was in thrilling fashion as Marties avenged last year's semi-final loss with a dramatic 41-39 win over defending champions UFS at Dani Craven Stadium. Now, CUT also impressed with a 29-13 away victory over UJ, while newly promoted UP Tuks secured a 35-8 bonus point win over Wits in wet conditions. On top of this, the Ike Tigers clash with NWU Eagles was postponed due to a student protest. Well, that's all the sport I have for you right now. We'll do it all again in an hour, but for many of you, let's see how we can assist you when it comes to the world of weather.
As Ral says, we are here to assist indeed, and of course we always rely on the SA Weather Service, and they've actually issued 5 warnings for today, with heavy rainfall and severe storms expected across several provinces. An orange level 5 warning is in place for the western, northwest and central Free State, where disruptive rain may cause local flooding in informal settlements, low-lying areas and roads. Yellow level 4 and 2 warnings extend across northwest, Gauteng, Mpumalanga and Free State, with risks of localized flooding. In the Eastern Cape, severe thunderstorms may damage infrastructure as well as property. Meanwhile, a yellow level 1 warning warns of strong winds, making sea navigation difficult between Lambert's Bay and Cape Agulhas. It does seem like things are quite hectic throughout South Africa today, but we will keep you up to date with what you need to know. Right now, what we always want to know is, what is your side of life looking like? And Ian from Durban, you have absolutely done the most. I am loving this picture that came through. It is stunning. I feel like if anyone wakes up to this specific picture tourists seen every single day. They will be the most peaceful human in the world because it's absolutely gorgeous. I hope you enjoyed your morning walk, and thank you so much for it, Ian. And please, Mzansi, be like Ian. Show us what's happening on your side. 063-408-8863. And we always say we'll show the rest of the nation. Right now, as it downpours in Joburg, let's check out what's happening throughout today in terms of temperatures.
Good weather, yeah, why not?
Actually, I like it. I like it a lot. Now, one thing I absolutely like and actually love is love. And I think when we talk about love, it gets so complex these days. We've got so many versions of love and so many different types of relationships. And that's what I think we want to ask you this morning in our question of the day. Now, we are still in the month of love, right? So do you think that the way we approach love and relationships has evolved over the years? I definitely do. Or are we just complicating it now? This is the question we want to know. So come through and give us an answer. Maybe you got a voice note. The number's 063-408-8863. Use the hashtag Expresso Show. And wow, it's a loaded question.
That
right,
is a loaded question, which is why we started the show talking about situationships, because relationships have evolved and they've become, I think, almost casual. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm saying love hard, love big, go into it and give it your all. Back in the day, there was a standard of love that I appreciate.
Yeah.
These days, we're not quite leading up to it, you know?
I think there's only one way out, and that's flat out. And that's when it comes to relationships. So if you agree with myself and Chris, come through, let us know with a voice note, or you can share something exceptional in the form of a written text. It doesn't matter as long as you share your opinion with us. That's the number 063-408-8863. We'd love to hear from you because, wow, relationships are very intimidating.
They are.
Very overwhelming, and we're hoping we can clear the air for you. We got you.
Absolutely love that. It's not only a relationship Tuesday, but also a health Tuesday. And we have to get into a conversation all around PMDD. Now, this is a term I've seen float around. We've heard of PMS, premenstrual distress, but how about PMD, premenstrual dysphoric disorder? No, not disorder, disease. It's a disorder. It's not a disease.
Well,
it's a
disorder, but we'll definitely have the specialist here to clarify us on that.
Clearly not the professional here.
Yeah, we're all getting educated, and that's what we're here for, opening up our minds to great conversation and to great inspiration.
Yes.
Think about this. 31 days, 31 marathons. That's what's happened, and someone's done it for an incredible cause, and we get to find out just exactly how those legs got through all those miles. Well, Mzansi, don't go anywhere. A lot to look forward to just after this.
It's my feel-good show.
Welcome back to this Health Tuesday on your Feel Good show. Now, today we're shedding light on a condition that's often misunderstood but also misdiagnosed or even dismissed as severe PMS, which we know is premenstrual stress. But we're going to get into PMDD, which is premenstrual dysphoric disorder. Now, while millions of women experience PMS, PMDD takes things to an entirely different level with debilitating physical and psychological symptoms that really can impact you so deeply on the daily. And joining us to really break it all down is Dr. Chanel Martinison, a medical doctor from Eno Health Medical Centers. Alongside her is Tamsin Udeman, who was diagnosed with PMDD and is now working to raise awareness and also foster support for others facing this condition. Ladies, welcome. Thank you for being here. I apologize for saying disease, but I mean, Tamsin, we'll talk about maybe it does feel like a disease sometimes in just a little bit. But Doc, let's get into this first. PMS versus PMDD. Often they get confused. Can you maybe distinguish the two for us and break it down?
Yeah, so premenstrual dysphoric disorder, PMDD, it is a severe mood disorder that affects mood and physical symptoms. It is actually listed on our DSM-5 criteria in psychiatry, where we can actually diagnose it. There's a criteria to follow, and I've created a little acronym for myself called SITE, S-I-T-E, to remember what exactly that is. So S stands for symptoms. So there are like 11 symptoms that women can go through, but you need to have at least 5 of them with a mood symptom like depressed mood or anxiety or irritability to actually be diagnosed with it. And then the I is for impact, so impairment on daily functioning, that needs to be there. If it causes severe distress in your work life and your family life, that's impairment, and the impact of it. T is the timing, which is very important. So it usually happens in the final week of the luteal phase of the menstrual cycle, which we can go into a little bit later. But then the symptoms resolve once you get the menses, when you bleed. So that's the timing that's important. And then E is exclusion. So it is not caused by any other mental or medical condition. Wow. So that's SITE. That is how we diagnose it. So it is a completely severe mood disorder that women go through. It affects about 2 to 6% of women, compared to PMS, which is premenstrual syndrome, where you need to have at least one of the symptoms, and it is in a much milder state, and it doesn't affect impairment. And that occurs in 90% of menstruating women. So there's a big difference. So that's more common, and then the PMDD diagnosis will be less common.
I love that you've broken that down for us. I also love an acronym, SITE. I'll remember that forever. But let's talk about the diagnosis, because often it is misdiagnosed and women are just left helpless, knowing that they are struggling with something, but there's no help necessarily for it. So what goes wrong? Why is it often misdiagnosed?
So mental health in general is difficult, so for doctors and for patients. So to actually diagnose it, and for patients to actually come forward and say, I don't know what's wrong, like something is wrong, but they're not sure actually what to put their finger on it. So doctors rely heavily on history. So if we can get all the information out of the patient, that helps a lot. But some women don't even know their cycles. So it is even difficult to put it to it's actually premenstrual in the luteal phase when you're getting it. So it can look a lot like a normal mood disorder or another mood disorder like depression, severe depression, but it's about the timing. So a lot of doctors, I always ask my patients when they come with mood disorders, when was your last period? Do you know your cycle? Do you know how to calculate your menstrual cycle? Because that's the problem, because they don't actually know when it's happening. It's just happening. It feels like it's happening all the time, like a disease.
And you need to work with data. Like, you need to know what's going on. Which brings me to you, Tamsin. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I know that it's helped so many other women and will continue to do so. But 2023 is where your official journey started with the diagnosis and the exploration of PMDD. Can you talk to me about that? Were you somebody that took down notes every time you had your period?
Well, I am a very structured human being.
Okay.
So yes, I always keep track of my cycle.
Yeah.
The end of 2022, I realized I kept getting low blood pressure, severe fatigue, and eventually ended up in hospital because I couldn't actually function. Ran all the tests, and this physician came to me. He said, I just need you to drink more coffee and eat more salt. I actually can't tell you. And okay, great. And I left, and I doubled up on the coffee. But then a few months later, April, I noticed before my cycle, like a week to 2 weeks before, my breast was so sore. I was nauseous. I didn't recognize myself. I felt states where I would go into my bedroom, lock my door. Bearing in mind, I had a 4-year-old at the time.
Yeah.
And I would just rock myself because I didn't know what was going on. Hopelessness, doom, and then I'd kind of get out of it again. And then it would go back, and it would back and forth. And eventually my family begged me to see someone. So I said, okay. They could see it wasn't me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Went to see someone, and it took about 2 months. And I said to him, Doc, I use all the tools, I do everything, but let my cycle be approaching and I'm a different person. And he went, do you track your cycle? I said, yes, of course, here's my app. And he went, I know exactly what's going on here. And he diagnosed me then and there.
Wow.
PMDD. I went home, I said, what is this? And there I Googled, and all 11 symptoms.
Oh my goodness.
My hair was standing up, and treatment started, and I realized it's time.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of it. How many other women are struggling like I was struggling?
Was there a sense of relief when you got there? Like, okay, I'm not going crazy.
Yes.
There is something, and is it diagnosable? Is it something that you can get medication for? Is it something you just have to manage it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started my treatment, and it took about a month or two for the treatment to really settle in, and that's when the awareness project started, because I thought to myself, I feel like Tamsin again.
Right.
And I decided, be vulnerable and help people if you can.
I love that there's light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, Doc, when it comes to managing it, what are the first steps that one could even do?
So lifestyle is important. So like exercise, diet, those things play a big role, but there are medications actually that doctors can prescribe. Obviously, once the diagnosis is made, you do want to exclude any other clinical conditions. So you do the blood test, everything. If that's all normal and it's happening at the correct timing, then it would be diagnosed. There are medications like combined oral contraceptives that we can use. There's gonadotrophin-releasing agonists that we can use. Antidepressants like selective serotonin inhibitors. And then there is also a link in with mood disorders or mood-regulating supplements. So magnesium, calcium, vitamin B6. So that would be something that the doctor might actually check as well. And then you can take the supplements as well.
I love this. Thank you for bringing some good news along with the education that we need. Yes, there is some light at the end of the tunnel. And the best part is that there's a part 2 of this conversation. So if you are struggling with PMDD or think that you might be, know somebody that might be, send your questions through, and we've got the experts as well as somebody that's advocating for your health sitting on our couch today. So don't go anywhere.
Absolutely love that conversation, and so grateful for Tamsin being so brave and sharing that with us, and also the doc for being a part of our panel. Love the experts here. And speaking of, I think it's time for a pharmacy of the week, seeing that we're dealing with health professionals, and this is where we celebrate the dedicated professionals shaping healthcare. And this week we're going to shine the spotlight on Arinal Dale's Pharmacy, all the way in Harrismith. Now this one is proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. Check it out.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
Being brave, for me, it means to be scared and still do it anyway. So that's the main thing for me. Taking every challenge that's handed your way and just making it work and just doing it and just giving your best, even though it scares you a lot. I want to say thank you for our community as well for supporting us, because I mean we can't be here without their support. We try to do our best for every patient and to walk the extra mile. The people choose to come back to us because we know them, we know their stories and we know what's going on, and I feel like they love to come back here because we know, we ask, we care. And that's the most important thing for me here.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Carenza Parisi, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Oh man, we love getting to celebrate our peeps that are always doing the most when it comes to our Pharmacy of the Week, and a very huge shout out to them. Right now though, still getting on the health tip, we are of course continuing this conversation with PMDD, and later on we're going to be finding out about how it affects our mental health, the Expresso family. And trust me, you want to stick around for that. You know how important mental health is. But also coming up, something that's going to help with those, you know, blues if you're maybe in a part where there's a country where we are just having so much rain that's pouring down. I want to hear about this choc protein smoothie. Apparently, it's not just nutritious, it's also delicious. So it's something sweet that's, you know, going to be there for us during these cold times. But more than anything else, it's also all about that deliciousness. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show. And just like that, you're back here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Good morning. It is a Health Tuesday, and we're discussing something incredibly important. We're continuing our conversation on premenstrual dysphoric disorder, otherwise known as PMDD, with our good doc, Dr. Chanel Martinison, as well as Tamsin Udeman. Now, while PMDD affects a significant number of women, awareness does really remain low, leaving many to suffer in silence. So we'll explore the impact of PMDD on mental health right now, also common misconceptions and what can be done to improve support and treatment options. Because yes, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Treatment is here. And we got to start with you again, Doc. When it comes to PMDD and mood disorders, now you have to kind of break that down because some people might think it's one or the other or both. How exactly can you tell the difference? And can you just break that down for us?
Yeah, so it's always in the name, premenstrual. So it's when it's happening.
Okay.
And like I said earlier, it must resolve. So when you start to bleed, in the first few days of your period, the symptoms actually get better.
Okay.
Because the luteal phase is now ended. So
also, can you break that down? When is the luteal phase in your cycle?
Okay, so day 1 is menstruation, okay? So that's when you bleed. That's the first day of your cycle is when you're bleeding. So day 1, you've now bled today, that's day 1. So that usually goes like day 1 to day 5, or some women day 7. Then it will be the follicular phase. That's when the energy levels start to come back a little bit and you get a bit better. Then it's ovulation, so that's around the day 14. That's when the egg is ready to be fertilized, and if no intercourse happens and no fertilization happens, then you'll bleed. Then you get the menstruation. Then it's the luteal phase and then the menstruation. So luteal phase is the period just before your period. It's the time the week before, just before the period. And the symptoms with PMDD is heightened in that last final week of the luteal phase, and then they get better once you start to bleed, because then the hormones have actually settled down. So just to talk about the mood disorders, that's a big thing. So like I said, it must have a mood symptom, which is depression, or anxiety, or irritability, hopelessness, and then the symptoms do get better. Where people get confused is that they think it's MDD, but it's actually PMDD because it's about when it's happening. So with MDD, major depressive disorder, that won't get better when you start to bleed. There is treatment for that as well. But in general, mood disorders have a stigma attached to it. I mean, we are much better now at talking about it, but it's just identifying it and speaking to your doctor about it to actually, and going through, because you need to have at least, most of your cycles need to have had the PMDD symptoms. So at least 2 consecutive cycles would have had it, and then your doctor would like with Tamsin, say, okay, this is PMDD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back to you to ask about at what age you can actually properly diagnose this. But I do want to touch base with you, Tamsin, just kind of finding out on the real and vulnerable and emotional front. When, you know, you're saying these things to your family members, how did they receive it? I mean, when it comes to mental health, it's often not taken that seriously.
I think, obviously, because they had asked me to seek help, they were interested in what the diagnosis was. But to try and explain it, you know, you couldn't find the words, because how do you explain to someone, I feel like my life is falling apart for a week to two of a month,
Right.
and it's because of my cycle. Again, stigma, you know, there's a stigma attached to menstrual cycles and to mental health. So I sat them down and I discussed it with them, but I think still the penny didn't really drop until I actually started my awareness project. I have an amazing support system, and all I did was communicate as well. I said, right, I'm in my luteal phase now. I am not coping. This is how I'm feeling. So if I am like this today, it's because these are my emotions. So communication played a very big role until this day. Even though I'm on treatment, I still do get symptoms, but I communicate it, and that way it just makes things so much easier.
100%.
And that's how. And they've now, you know, they speak about it. I have met friends who say to me, "I've had this for years. I've been too ashamed to say it." People that I've worked with, people that I've been friends with, I just didn't want to say anything.
My goodness. Can we talk about your awareness project, though? I know you're an advocate for this because you've experienced it, and you brought so much light to something that people often suffer in silence with. So tell me more about the support that you offer.
Okay. So basically what happened was I was on a run one day when I was in my happy phase. And I thought, no, I need to raise awareness. So I contacted a family member, and she's a counsellor, and she said, I'll be happy to go. I said, let's just create an Instagram page. You know, let's start somewhere, and we'll navigate further.
Right.
So we started the page, and we obviously went into information, and we started with posts, and then I started with reels, and I started just really trying to get the word out there. This is how I ended up here. I've just approached people to, you know, be able to get the word out there, because it is something that there's little to no knowledge on it. And I think that's the frightening thing, is people you speak to have never heard of it. I'd never heard of it. So that's where the awareness came from, and it's we've actively just trying to get the information out there, and the support we offer. I mean, we've got coping mechanisms, how to recognize it in a loved one. So you might not have it, but your daughter could have it, your sister could have it, your cousin could have it, your wife could have it.
Sure.
And a lot of women have said to me, I have an analogy on my Instagram page, and a few of them said to me, I showed this to my husband, and the penny finally dropped. Thank you. And these are women in other countries.
Sure.
So there was just a very powerful moment, knowing I am actually helping, and that's all I want to do, is help women.
Oh, you absolutely are helping. Even you guys sitting here on the couch today, it's definitely helping somebody out there right now just to realize, okay, I'm not alone in the struggle. That often feels like I'm fighting, you know, just solo. So, Doc, if you could give some advice to anybody that, like you said, the penny might be dropping right now. What can they do next?
Yeah. So I think it's firstly speaking about it more, so that when you speak to somebody, you actually, like you said, they actually recognize, oh, I've been going through this, but they didn't know how to put the words to it. So it's definitely, when you're experiencing it, speaking to your doctor about it. And then the first step would be to understand your body, your cycle, what's actually happening in your body. Because if you don't know that, then you're not going to be able to tell the doctor when it's happening. And that actually leads to then taking longer to be diagnosed. But I think just, you know, being honest with yourself and opening up about it is okay. It's fine.
And the first step.
Yeah.
I love that. And then touching back on the question I had earlier, just about the age that you can actually diagnose. I started my menstruation super young at around 9 years old. So is that something you can look into, or is it somebody a little bit older?
It can happen in teenagers, so it can from a very early age, but it's usually more diagnosed in women in their mid-30s to 40s because they've had more periods, so more cycles. So they've actually been recognizing a trend because, like I said, it must happen in at least 2 consecutive cycles. So when they've noticed it more, that's when it actually gets diagnosed. I mean, I only found out that PMS was a real thing in medical school when I read my chapter on premenstrual tension. I was like,
whoa.
It wasn't just in my head. I mean, the hormones, the serotonin, the progesterone, all of that, it is happening. And it's not that it's not real. It's in your brain, but it's not just in your head. So it really is happening to some people, and it can actually impair their functioning. So I think just knowing what's going on in your body, and it can happen from a young age. So I think understanding where this is happening in your daily life, like Tamsin was taking notes. You can actually recognize it. So it can happen from young. young to older ladies.
I love that. Ladies, thank you so much for this. Absolutely great work that you're doing. And of course, Expresso fam, we have all the details of Eno Health, where Dr. Chanel's from, as well as Tamsin's details on our social pages. Go and check them out and make sure that you get the help that you need. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you so much.
It's not just health that we're giving you this morning, but we're also giving you an opportunity to fill your pockets up big. And I hope that your dreams could become a reality. And that's only possibly if you play Powerball and Powerball Plus. And that's for 28 million rand in total estimated jackpots this Tuesday. So don't get left behind and play Powerball for an estimated 10 million rand and Powerball Plus for an estimated 18 million rand. And it's all happening today. So you want to do the following, right? You want to buy your tickets now in store on the nationallottery.co.za website. There's the mobile app. You can use cell phone banking or simply dial *120*7529# and then follow the USSDs. It's that simple, and we made it even easier by posting all these details on our Expresso social media pages, so you can go check them out right now. And Panda, push or play the Powerball and Powerball Plus for 28 million rand in total estimated jackpots today. And that means you could be hitting it lucky, but only if you get involved and play now. Good luck.
Oh, man, I always tell you, Mzansi, I'm crossing fingers for you. You deserve all of those millions. But you can't win unless you play, so do the right thing. For now, though, we always have a lot to look forward to right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show, because you know it's always a fully packed show that's making sure you start your day off on a high. And one way I'm excited for us to do that is by getting into 31 days for 31 marathons. And I am talking about the fact that this is funds that are going to be raised for homelessness. It is one of the most beautiful things that I think anyone will see. 31 marathons in 31 days, rather. And I hope you're ready to hear all about it. But also on the way, that choc protein smoothie that I was talking about. Friend, I want this recipe. I know you do too. So stick around. We're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we got all of this and more right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let me tell you, you're about to feel inspired because this morning we are joined by ultramarathon runner Matthew Tricard, as well as the person who's, well, firstly, let me talk about Matthew. He's been taking on an incredible challenge, right? 31 marathons in 31 days. This is huge, and it's all to support the Secret Love Project. It's an NPO that helps uplift the homeless. Obviously, alongside him, we've got the founder, Michael Elliott, whose work is absolutely changing lives in Cape Town. So, gentlemen, I am so grateful they're both here on the couch. How are you doing this morning?
Thank you.
Great, thank you, yeah.
Yeah, bro, 31 marathons in 31 days. Am I reading this correctly? Am I understanding what's happening here? Consecutively, every single day you ran a marathon.
Yeah, consecutively.
Why? What? How? What was the reason for this, man?
So I read a book by a man called Russ Cook, who ran the length of Africa, and he ran a marathon every day for nearly a year. And I felt quite inspired by the book, so I wanted to try something like that. So I decided to do a marathon a day for a month, and I wanted to do some good with it. I've seen the work that Mark has done with the Secret Love Project and the homeless, and I wanted to raise some funds for them.
But like, how does someone decide that, cool, I'm just gonna go take on something so physically challenging and enduring that I could break my body trying to attempt it, right? You gotta have some sort of like fitness behind you. You gotta have some sort of crazy rationality. What was that rationality? What was that thing that made you say, I can't do this?
So for me, it's always been about mindset. It's pushing mental barriers and seeing how far I can push my body. That's basically the main reason for the ultra running, and I found that with running, it's the easiest way to push my personal mental barriers.
And when you see someone like the hardest geezer doing it, it makes you feel like, okay, well, if he can do it, come on, surely. Listen, Michael, I want to find out about the Secret Love Project. Incredible organization doing great work in South Africa, Cape Town especially. But what exactly is this organization all about? Can you educate me on this?
So in a nutshell, what we do is we give heart stickers, thousands. We give them out free to the homeless. The homeless sell them, and they keep 100% of the profit. So this enables them to pay for food, clothing, shelter, uplift themselves. But because we are a money out organization, every time we get a new homeless person who we're supporting, we need to find funds to be able to sustainably give them money. And we're always looking for ways of raising money. So I so welcomed Matt's challenge that he set for himself in order to raise money for us, to give back to the community, and it's worked incredibly well. It's amazing.
So if anybody out there has like some crazy adventures or tasks, challenges they're going to take on, they should link up with you, right?
Absolutely.
Make it more impactful.
Absolutely. We're actually launching something called the Love Run on the 1st of March. It leaves from Cafe Caprice in Camps Bay. The entire community is welcome. There are a bunch of cool things happening. We get free waters and energy drinks and a discounted breakfast and things like that. It's community building, and the idea is to get the community to do good for the disadvantaged community. So we're trying to pull community together. So anyone who has a challenge or something like that, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to also help you set up a give and gain like Matt has done, and make every step count and let it do something good in the community.
Michael, that is so cool, man. And I've actually seen those stickers on the road. I think it's such a cool way of just sharing love for like an impactful reason, and it's working well, man. Thank you for that incredible cause.
Such a pleasure.
But more importantly, Matthew, thank you for putting your body on the line, for doing what you did, accomplishing the 31 days. How did your body feel after that?
It actually took me, so the first few days were terrible. I mean, it took like probably 10 days for my body to adjust to the whole thing. I got injured on day 2. So I had to kind of push through that suffering. But I mean, the suffering I went through, you can't even compare to what the homeless go through on a daily, monthly, and sometimes yearly basis.
Is that the reason for you highlighting and trying to do something for the homeless specifically?
Yes.
In terms of associating this run?
Yes, so it's suffering for suffering, basically.
Makes sense, man. I love that. Now, listen, you obviously mentioned that, well, there's this event happening on the 1st of March. 1st of March. That's a great plug. How do people get involved in that? Who do they reach out to?
So they literally arrive at the Heart. We are going to create an Instagram ad where people can register. But if you come to the Heart, that is outside Cafe Caprice at 8:30 in the morning, we'll register you there, and then you get all these free goodies. There's a raffle and community building afterwards at Caprice.
Amazing, man. I hope I can get into more of the technicalities here, because I'm still trying to wrap my head around 31 days, 31 marathons. It doesn't make sense to me. So I'm looking at the maths here. We're talking about like close to 1,500 Ks, right? Over that month. Is that right?
It's 1,408 Ks, I think. Because on the last day, I ran my 31st marathon on the Saturday morning, and then at 8 o'clock that night I started 100 Ks, which I ran from Cape Point all the way around to Green Point, And then I started the Peninsula Marathon to finish the 100K.
Did you do that this weekend?
Yeah.
You are absolutely joking, bro. So how do you prepare for something like this? Because you can run and you can run well, but this is not about running fast. This is about going far, going long, and enduring. So you've got to change your mindset. You've got to change the way in which you run a race like this or a challenge like this. What did you have to tweak in terms of that approach?
So, I mean, I didn't even really know how to train for something like this. That's why I think the first 10 days my body had to like kind of adapt. It's all just mindset. It's 100% mindset because your body is inevitably going to start breaking down. So my focus was just on keeping my mind on the goal of getting to the end. Pretty much.
Wow, man. Look, I think if there was ever a sentiment of inspiration, it would be exactly what you just said now. I have no idea how to run a race, but yet the man did 31 marathons in 31 days, and I think that's a testament to guts, resilience, passion, and that mindset that you speak about. So clearly it's not as physical as it is mental. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I love that. And that means that Mzansi, you yourself can literally do anything that you want to achieve. If you have a mindset like this man over here, if you have the passion, the resilience, and you're doing it maybe for an incredible cause, well, then crazy things can happen. So maybe you want to do just that. You want to reach out to these incredible people, make it an impactful journey, and who knows, your mind could be doing some incredible things. And speaking of incredible, I think it's time to force man's belly up with something good and then get into a workout. But gentlemen, thank you so much. You all are incredible. Again, we'll see you on the 1st of March for that event, 8:30 at Cafe Caprice. Yes. You should be there, Mzansi. We'll see you soon.
Well, after talking about all of that, I think it's only appropriate that we get into refueling our athlete in studio. So I've got just the perfect thing. Well, today we're blending up a delicious protein smoothie, and I'll show you exactly how to do this. Quick steps, really easy, and then we get into a nice stretch routine to keep you moving. And considering that our guest Matthew Trichard is in the building and also has run 31 marathons, it's only fitting to fuel him up with some delicious protein smoothie. Welcome, Matthew. Thank you for being here. Are you walking okay? Are you all right? Do you want me to carry you through? I can't believe what you're doing. Honestly, it is such a wonderful inspiration to so many people. I'm barely a runner. I think I've run 2 10Ks in my life, so I don't even know how you do that. But protein smoothie, something to fuel you?
Sounds great.
Yeah?
Sounds great.
How's your diet on the current trajectory you're on?
It's been pretty good, actually.
Yeah?
I've been trying to get as much calories as I can, and obviously very, very high carb diet at the moment.
Carbs fuel you, that makes you, gives you energy to keep going with it. Protein?
A lot of protein.
A lot of protein. Okay, cool,
protein.
Well, I've got a protein smoothie for you, some really good things, and we're going to use our Bennett Reed 600-watt blender. It really is the perfect kitchen companion for things like smoothies and soups and so much more. It's got a powerful motor, and it effortlessly blends ingredients into a really smooth and creamy texture. So we're going to add in our milk, and then we'll go in with some ice, some banana. How do we feel about fruits?
Love it.
Yeah?
Love
and
it.
oats?
Yeah, also love it.
Such a great staple.
Definitely.
A good carb too. And then you have some treats, some peanut butter and honey.
Perfect.
Yeah? Okay, let's do it. What other kind of smoothie combos do you like?
A lot of blueberries instead of the banana. So I kind of switch them up. Always got honey in there.
Yes.
Same with the peanut butter.
Love peanut butter. Like, I could eat it by the spoon, quite honestly. Go in with that peanut butter. It's already smelling good. And then, of course, we got to go in with our protein. Now, this is the Nutritious Proven NT protein. It is packed with just very high-quality protein to support muscle recovery, which Matt definitely needs. And, of course, it keeps you fuller for longer, which definitely makes it an essential when it comes to your wellness journey. So we'll go in with a scoop of this. Thankfully, a scoop is already there. And it's chocolate protein, extra flavor.
Awesome.
And then we blend. I'm going to put you to work. I know your legs have been working, but let's get your arms working. Just turn it to the left over here. And then we should. Yeah, man. That looks good.
That looks good, yeah.
Even if it has a little bit of texture, I think that's also really nice. A good mouthfeel. Let's get it on out of there. And then the ultimate test, Matthew, let me know how this is, if you'll add this to your rotation.
Cool.
Here you go. Cheers.
Tastes great.
Tastes great.
Perfect.
10 out of 10, and cheers to you. Can I just give you a high five?
Ooh.
I just want you to channel all of that strength within me, because resilience is the order of the day, and definitely doing good for your next person. Honestly, the work you're doing is so incredibly beautiful, and from Expresso fam to you, congratulations
Thank
on
you so
everything
much.
you're doing. This is a quick and easy smoothie, so easy to grab, easy for Matthew to grab too for his very busy mornings or even evenings, and get a bit of a refuel to get him going. Now, somebody that I know will definitely approve of this is Ryle, and he's got you covered when it comes to movement in the morning.
Yep. We've got you covered indeed. We've heard all about the mental resilience. We've just put something in the belly to get the energy going. So now let's build some physical resilience. And we can do exactly that with some of the incredible options that we've got at game stores. Now, what I'm holding in my hand, we've got the TPR stretch band set. This is so cool. This little box holds 3 bands in here, all with different sort of resistances. So we've got light, medium, and heavy. And we've got another tool to talk about here. We've also got the Trojan step. So this is something that I love because it allows us to do a workout almost anywhere. These are items that you can carry around in your bag if it was the bands, or something you could have at home. And there is so much that you can do with this in terms of building resilience. So let's invite Carissa in here and let's have some fun with this. See if we can come up with some cool exercises. Ooh. The challenge is, can we get 3 exercises together? Something fun using the incredible equipment that we have here. So Trojans come through from Game.
That's
have you ever worked with resistance bands?
I have
Carissa?
not. I have not, but I have worked with this. I love a stepping class, so definitely enjoy this. And I even put it on the high level because I'm like, yeah.
Oh, you just go straight to the top.
I go straight to the top.
Now listen, this is so cool because, like I said, look how nifty this packaging is. Something as a gift, something you can just slide into your bag if you're traveling.
Right.
And let me show you about the fact that there are 3 different resistance bands in here. Right. So the black one is heavy. You want to open that up for me? And let me just pop
it
this
literally
down.
says heavy on there.
Yeah, literally. And we've got the light one over here and then medium. So I'll give you the light one just to start off with.
Now, why is the light one in a pink-purple color? They're saying that girls can only do the light one.
I think it just looks cool. Like black is like normally like a color. Like, oh, I got my black belt. I've unlocked it. You know what I mean? So this is something that we can use as a great workout. There's so many things that you can do with this. Everything from working your shoulders, like external rotations, etc. But here's a cool workout I want to try with you together. Okay. So let's make it a full body workout. We can do like a squat, but let's use the band as well. So I want to do a squat with a pull. So I'm going to hold this like this, and I'm going to be your anchor point. Again, if you're at home, you can use like a pole, you can use your bed or anything that's a sturdy object. Hold this in your hand, right? And then stretch your hands out. So essentially you're going to squat, and then as you stand, you're going to pull the band, and then work those lats as well. All right.
Okay, wait.
Go for a squat.
We squat.
And then pull the band.
Pull it.
Yeah, nice. Keep it going.
Squat and pull.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So what you're literally working here is obviously your core. So you've got a great stability. You've got your glutes working, your hamstrings and your quads. And then also you've got biceps, a little bit of shoulders, your traps and your back. So this is an absolutely incredible workout. I'm not going to make you work too hard.
Okay.
You should try to do at least maybe like 12 reps, 16 reps. Go for 3 sets in total, and you can really have fun with this. Okay, so now that the legs and the body is nice and warm, I'm going to leave those bands for later. Stepping is really cool, and we can do this together, right? Yes. So what I want you to try to do is, here's a version where you literally just step up and then do like a little kick and then alternate every time, right? So you can do like a little kick like that. Let's see if you can do that. This is like level 1.
Yeah, this is level 1.
Nice, pretty easy. And this again, working core, working legs, you can get your cardio in. And then if you want to step it up from Carissa's version over here, I'll do it next to her. You can go for that step up, but then you can go into like a reverse lunge. Right? So you can go for like a lunge and really step it up, and you can start working those legs really nicely. Yeah. Beautiful stuff. Again, there's so much you can do with the band, like I said. Even after a workout or before you want to get your stretch on, you could literally lie on the ground, have the band around your foot and get a nice stretch like this. There are so many options in Zanzi. So the question is, what can't you do when you head over to Game and check out the equipment? But I think Game has unbeatable offers on everything you need to fuel your wellness journey. We're talking about everything from fitness gear to healthy eating essentials. And all you got to do is head to your nearest store or shop online at game.co.za. All right.
Let's go.
Bah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Nicely done.
Oh,
the team is working hard, honey, and I love to see it. And of course, you know, we're always working hard to make sure that this morning is exactly what you need it to be for the rest of the day to be absolutely perfect. Now, what do we still have on the way? Well, my friend, our Ken doll, Raul, he is being dressed by you, and we're finding out which summer look you chose for him. And I can't wait for that because this is one of my favorite parts of the morning. But then we are also going to be meeting a phenomenal woman, one who has made history as the first Black Mrs. World. I'm talking about Tehogai Lai, and she's going to be in the building. Yes, get excited. We're all going to be meeting her together. Do not go anywhere for now, though. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, all of this and more right here on S3.
This Tuesday on Color Your Plate with Koo.
It's all about family well-being. Let's go!
I work well under pressure. I feel like I am on track.
We're halfway, we've got 30 minutes left.
I think I'll be fine. It's not the right canvas.
Gotta make sure.
I'm very confident.
It's all gonna be in the taste.
Yeah.
As long as the taste is nice. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. Yeah.
I'm done.
I think that's a wrap. Color Your Plate with Koo. This Tuesday at 7 p.m. only on SABC2.
It's my feel-good show.
Welcome back here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show indeed. And this morning, we got you to dress Raul, Expresso fam. I am talking about how we gave you two options because you know whenever we are hashtag styled by Woolies, we need a little bit of your help to get into it. And we know as well that Woolies always has the best in summer looks. And one of my favorite things is that they're not just comfortable, but they're always stylish. And this morning, you had two options. Option one, a green slim fitted chino styled a natural t-shirt and a pinstripe blazer was option one. And then option two, a taupe straight fit chino style with pink striped slim fit golfer and a brown belt. Now, it is always my favorite part, getting to see what the reveal is. But first, let's get to hear what you had to say. Cherie Aker says, good morning, Expresso Morning Show team. I think option two would suit Raul. It's classical yet stylish. Ooh, Teresa Micah says, good morning, my beloved Feel Good Expresso fam. Our nature boy Raul would look great in option two. Hashtag styled by Woolies. Then Nancy Govender says, definitely option two. Those colors would look perfect on Raul. Hashtag Tuesday. Hashtag styled by Woolies. And finally, Lynn Chata says, good morning, Raul. Raul will look handsome in anything. But today, option two, you're so right about that, my beautiful. And this is why right about now, option two coming out on top. Raul, let's show the rest of the country what you look like, honey. Come on.
Zanzi, thank you. I feel absolutely incredible, Zanele, and I gotta say, Mzansi cracked it and got it so right. I was a bit scared of the straight cut pants because I'm so used to the skinnier fit, bringing out the curves in the leg, but I love the feel of this. I love the little bit of bagginess, the little bit of room to play, and also the fit of this golfer, bringing out all the good curves. Don't you think?
I love that. I absolutely love that, Raul. And you look absolutely stunning. And my Raul, I need you to also know that the rest of the country, they believe in exactly how you look right now. So I hope you walk out there with confidence, okay?
Oh,
and
but
thank you to you, Mzansi, for coming through. Yes, 100%, my lovely. Let's jump on into just letting you know exactly where you can find this lovely look that Raul has gotten. It is at stores nationwide. You know Woolworths has got you. It's also on the app as well as online, my friend. Right about now, though, as we get into a little bit more of what it is that makes your morning absolutely perfect, thank you so much for making sure that Raul is #styled by Woolies. Right about now, Carissa has got us with those amazing headlines.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zanele. And I told you, Expresso fam, that he'd look good in the pink, and you did a great job at choosing that one. It's just gone 7 o'clock. Let's get into your national news headlines, where Eastern Cape Transport MEC Lile Qata says that major investments by the provincial government and the South African National Roads Agency in road infrastructure will help address concerns raised by the South African Human Rights Commission. Now, the Commission recently reported that only 9% of roads in the province are paved, well below the national average of 25%. Qata welcomed further investment in roads, citing population growth and new communities are key factors, and acknowledged the significant contributions to road development in the province. In other national news, Electricity Minister Hosienso Ramakgopa says the government is collaborating with provinces to help struggling municipalities settle their Eskom debts. In Bloemfontein, he met with Free State MECs to develop plans ensuring municipalities meet their obligations. Now, municipalities collectively owe Eskom over 100 billion rand, while consumers owe municipalities over 380 billion rand, creating a severe financial crisis. Free State municipalities alone owe Eskom 26 billion rand. Now, Ramakgopa emphasized the need for cooperation between provinces and municipalities to resolve the issue and secure the country's electricity supply. In your international news making headlines, Sir Keir Starmer has expressed his readiness to deploy UK troops in Ukraine to help secure a peace deal. Now, he emphasized that lasting peace is crucial to deter further Russian aggression, ensuring the end of the war doesn't result in a temporary pause before renewed attacks. UK forces could be stationed alongside European troops at the border between Ukrainian and Russian-held territories. Now, Starmer also advocated for a US-backed peace agreement. Meanwhile, European leaders stress collaboration, while Russia's Foreign Minister Lavrov rejects Europe's role in peace talks. Taking a look at other news, the United Nations is requesting an additional $6 billion from international donors to continue its aid efforts in Sudan. UN aid coordinator Tom Fletcher, speaking in Geneva, highlighted the dire situation caused by the 22-month war between the Sudanese army and the RSF paramilitary group, which has displaced a fifth of the population and left half facing hunger. Now, Fletcher described the humanitarian crisis as, quote, shockingly large, noting widespread famine in at least 5 regions, child deaths from violence, and an epidemic of sexual assault. For your 7 o'clock news, we close up with this story talking about our second best friend, cats. Now, they may be small, but they've got a heart, and T'Challa, a fearless house cat from the Pecos Mountains, Pennsylvania, in the US, is proof of this. A home security camera earlier this month captured an unbelievable moment when T'Challa squared up to a massive bear, and surprisingly, the bear didn't want any part of it. Now, standing his ground, the brave feline sent the much larger creature packing. His owner shared the incredible footage on Facebook, excitedly declaring, "Okay, this is the best bear video you'll ever see. For all you cat lovers out there, get ready to cheer on." It's safe to say T'Challa proved once again that cats truly believe that they rule the world. That's where we leave your 7 o'clock news. Let's head into some headlines in the sporting world with Rao.
Well, I definitely think Orlando Pirates are feeling like those cats right now, invincible, especially after the holders faced a tough away test against SuperSport United in the Nedbank Cup quarterfinals as they chased a third successive title. Now, Kaizer Chiefs travel to Stellenbosch FC, aiming for their first silverware since 2015. Now, Mamelodi Sundowns await the winner of Royal AM versus Milford FC, while Durban City hosts 2021 champions Marumo Gallants. Well, we're carrying on with football news, and SuperSport United coach Gavin Hunt will take charge of his 999th top-flight game tonight, and that's against Kaizer Chiefs in the Betway Premiership. Now, the 60-year-old in his 27th consecutive PSL season has won 4 league titles and holds an impressive record of 415 wins in 998 matches. Now, his landmark 1,000th a game will be against Golden Arrows and is taking place on Sunday. Well, we stick to football, but moving abroad, Bayern Munich coach Vincent Kompany expects Harry Kane to be fit for tonight's Champions League clash against Celtic. And that's despite the striker missing training after a knock in Saturday's 0-0 goalless draw with Bayer Leverkusen. Now, a final decision will be made later today, but Bayern remain unbeaten at home in the competition since April 2021. Now, we move to the world of rugby, and the 2025 Varsity Cup season began in thrilling fashion as Marties avenged last year's semi-final loss with a dramatic 41-37 win over defending champions UFS at Dani Craven Stadium. Now, CUT impressed with a 29-13 away victory over UJ, while newly promoted UP Tuks secured a 35-8 bonus point win over Wits in wet conditions. Now, the Ike Tigers clash with NWU Eagles was postponed due to a student protest taking place. Well, that's a roundup of sport. We'll do it all again in the next hour. For now, though, many of you are heading out on the roads, so let's see how we can serve you when it comes to traffic.
Let's get you through those roads safely, especially because in Gauteng, things are very hectic with the rain at the moment. And this is why, unfortunately, in Pretoria, there's been a multi-vehicle accident on the N1 southbound after Proefplaas interchange, causing the left shoulder to be blocked, and therefore delays are expected. Please stick to the right-hand side of the road over there and exercise extreme caution when driving, as roads are slippery due to the experienced rainy conditions. Over in the mother city, Gales River, there's heavy congestion that is being experienced along the R300 northbound towards Van Riebeek ramp. Motorists are advised to please allow for extra travel time over there to accommodate the expected delays. We'll keep you up to date with anything else happening in the traffic, but for now, let's check out your weather. We always trust the SA Weather Service to keep us up to date, and this morning they've issued multiple warnings with heavy rainfall and severe storms expected across several provinces. An orange level 5 warning is in place for the western northwest and central Free State, where disruptive rain may cause localized flooding in informal settlements, low-lying areas, as well as the roads. Yellow level 4 and 2 warnings extend across northwest, Gauteng, Mpumalanga and Free State, with risks of localized flooding over there. In the Eastern Cape, severe thunderstorms may damage infrastructure as well as property. Meanwhile, a yellow level 1 warning warns of strong winds making sea navigation difficult between Lambert's Bay as well as Cape Agulhas. We'll keep you up to date with anything over there, but right now I want to jump on into a beautiful sunrise view that has come through. It is absolutely stunning because you can see just a little bit of development over there, but it's also the greenery that's shining through. But of course, it is the sun that is allowing this whole picture to come together. A very huge thank you to Keith from Edgemead, where it is at 27 degrees Celsius today. And Keith, you have given us an example of exactly what we are looking for this morning. And 063-408-8863 is where you can send that sunrise view, Mzansi. We want to show the rest of the country, all in the name of honestly just putting a smile on everyone's faces, because I know Keith just put a smile on mine. Do the right thing and send it through. Right now, let's check out what's happening with your temperatures. And that is exactly what you can expect in terms of your temperatures all around the country. And I always tell you, no matter what the weather, whether it's pouring down like it is in Johannesburg or it's sunny like it is in Durban, we're making sure that your day is absolutely perfect, which is why still on the way, we get to meet a history maker. I am talking about the first Black Mrs. World. She is the queen that went and represented us abroad and came back with the title. I'm talking about Tshepo Kgailai. I cannot wait for us to get into it with her to hear all about her adventures. But then also on the way, how to turn back the clock with skincare, how our faves are doing this in the best way, and trust me, you want to hear all about it. It's all coming up right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. I always say, which means when it's nice, it's nice. So friend, don't think twice. Stick around. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back after this.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back, and oh my goodness, the morning that we are having is exactly what it needs to be. It's all about feeling good, especially, my friend, when we are in the presence of greatness. Now, I tell you this, they always say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but when it's history, we don't keep it there. No, 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 no. We want to take it to the rest of the world. I am talking about the historic moment where Tshepo Kgailai was named Mrs. World 2024. This is the queen that is going to be representing the entire globe, saying, hi, I'm the one that was chosen, and she is the woman who made history in being named the first Black Mrs. World in the 40-year history of Mrs. World, the pageant. And friends, I am so excited for us to get to know her a little bit better, because this deserves to be celebrated, because no DNA, just RSA. Everybody, it's Tshepo Kgailai! My queen!
Hello!
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
All the better for sitting here with you. Congratulations,
Thank you
Tshepo.
so much.
We are so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
I genuinely feel like history but like on another level, right? 40 years, that's insane.
That's very insane. You know, what happened in Vegas came to South Africa.
Yes, it did.
I'm very, very glad to have managed to bring the crown home.
And we are so glad that you did, because I feel like, yet again, you're just showing the excellence that is South Africans. But let's talk about this. Did you expect to win Mrs. South Africa and then go on and win Mrs. World back to back?
I have evidence that I didn't expect to win Mrs. South Africa.
Okay.
In the form of pictures, because I was so shocked.
Yeah.
When I won Mrs. South Africa. For me, Mrs. South Africa was a journey of growth. It was a challenge to myself. It was just pushing myself out of my comfort zone. So winning was the cherry on top. And obviously, because you win Mrs. South Africa, you represent South Africa on an international stage. But I didn't expect to win that one either.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's been like a process of growth, of embracing this newness of life and just enjoying the moment, you know, not just for myself, but for my country.
Come on, and girl, these are nice surprises. Hey,
Yeah, these
you're
are
not
very
expecting...
nice surprises.
I am so happy for you, and I feel like, you know, you're just sitting here already. We can already see just the different ways in which you are so perfect for the title. But I want to know, what do you think are the qualities that made you perfect for Mrs. World, the title?
I really think that I've come to learn that authenticity is the highest vibration for me. And I used to think love is the highest vibration, but I think authenticity and you embracing your differences, embracing your quirkiness, embracing what makes you or what sets you apart.
Yes.
You know? And you just never know what the space or the judges are looking for at the time.
Yeah.
So there's no point in trying to be something you're not, you know, because you just don't know that what you are is exactly what is needed to fit the mold, you know.
Come on. And honestly, girl, you went and you fit the mold that they were looking for. And I feel like as well, with you mentioning authenticity and love, I feel like authenticity comes from love of self.
Absolutely.
You get what I mean? Yeah.
Absolutely. Self-acceptance, self-knowledge, self-love, you know.
100%. But take us back to that moment in Las Vegas. When you were there, you were in the pageant, there's different stages. What was the most memorable moment for you?
Definitely moments with my roommate, Mrs. Sri Lanka. I mean, when we entered our room from the very beginning, we agreed that we're going to give it our all, we're going to take it all in, we're going to enjoy it, and let's hope that we're the last two standing on that stage. And lo and behold, we were the last two standing on that stage.
Wow, I just got goosebumps.
Yeah, we were literally the last two standing on that stage, and it was literally between the two of us. And I think the sisterhood that comes from pageants is so underrated.
Sure.
You know, like it's not spoken about enough. And I think for me, that's one of the greatest gifts I'll get, or I've gotten out of these two pageants that I entered, the only two pageants that I entered. The gift of sisterhood is literally the biggest cherry on top beyond winning the two pageants.
That's so beautiful, because I'm glad that it's something that also feeds your soul. Because I feel like, you know, you're doing something to go and represent your country. So I'm glad it pours back into you. But let's talk a little bit about beauty with a purpose. You know, you guys always have certain causes that are really close to your heart. And I need to know, what is Tshego Gailai's cause that she is going to be holding very close as you go on this beautiful reign?
So I am a very big child's keeper. I really, I don't... It tugs at my heartstrings when I see children not being able to be children and them being victims of their circumstances. So I started a non-profit organization called We Are Our Children's Keeper.
Yes.
My friends, my networks, we collect school shoes and we donate them to underprivileged children. So I really want to use the platform this year to elevate and to touch more lives, to make changes where we can make changes. Imagine if we could build a bridge for children that still have to cross rivers to get to school.
100%.
I mean, those are the things that I really want to dedicate my year to doing, you know, and just working on women empowerment on the ground, not just talking about it in one big event.
Yes.
I think women empowerment is something that happens on a day-to-day. Are we bringing people up? Are we putting them on tables? Are we inviting them to boardroom seats where they could learn and grow and be exposed? Are we mentoring? Are we lending a helping hand? So I think those are the things that I really want to dedicate my year to.
Incredible. And speak to us a little bit about you as well being this incredible attorney, ma'am. Not just a pageant queen. No. You started Tshego Gailai Attorneys. Tell us a little bit about that, please.
Yeah, I started Situationships Attorneys, launched it on my birthday last year as a birthday gift to myself. I focus on labor relations. I'm big on fair labor laws and equal bargaining powers. I'm very big on that. I also do BEE compliance as well as commercial agreements.
Come on, Queen, and just balancing it all. You know, this side of life, the world.
Finding the time.
Well, girl, you are doing it amazingly because honestly, it's so beautiful to see a woman who is just able to really step into her light while doing all the things that her heart desires. Because sometimes things can limit you, but you're not letting anything limit you, which is incredible. And this is why you deserve to be celebrated. And this is why I want us to know about your homecoming parade. When is it happening? What's going on?
Yes, we're having a homecoming parade. My hometown, Soweto. What's up? Soweto is hosting a homecoming parade for me. We're going to be starting at the Hard Rock Cafe in Sandton, moving throughout Johannesburg into Soweto, seeing my parents' house, my home where I grew up, and then moving to Vilagazi Street where it's a celebration.
It's a party, honey.
We're bringing the crown home.
Beautiful. And I genuinely feel like, girl, you did the things and you brought the crown home for us to be proud even more. Just and well done, my beautiful.
Thank you so much.
They never met a pretty girl from Joburg. Now it's what they prefer. Exactly.
See me now and it's what you prefer.
There it is. Her name is Situationships, everybody. And she is Mrs. World 2024, our South African queen that went and represented us on a global stage in Las Vegas and now has brought home the crown. And we couldn't be more proud. Remember the name and also remember her game. Inspiring. Right now, I need to ask my beautiful Carissa, babe, are you feeling empowered? Are you feeling inspired? Because I know I am.
I definitely am. No DNA, just RSA. I love seeing that on global platforms, just representing us in the best way. Congrats again to Tseho. But now, though, I do want to tell you about your dreams. If you have any, they could just become a reality by playing Powerball and Powerball Plus for 28 million Rand in total estimated jackpots. And that all goes down this Tuesday, so don't get left behind. Play Powerball for an estimated 10 million Rand, and then you get Powerball Plus for an estimated 18 million Rand today. How you do it is that you buy your tickets in store when they open on the website nationallottery.co.za. There is the mobile app for you, also cell phone banking at your disposal, or simply just dial *120 *7529# and that is for USSD. These details are of course on our Expresso social media pages, so please go and check them out and then Panda Pusha Play. Powerball as well as Powerball Plus for 28 million Rand in total estimated jackpots, and that all goes down today and you could just hit it lucky. All you have to do is play now.
Ooh, that's a lot of money. You better get involved in that, Mzansi, and also get involved in the next, well, we've got a couple hours actually of the show. Ooh, there's a lot to get through. And speaking of, we've got the kitchen to dive into. We're going to start by turning everyday meals into beautiful creations. And while we do that, we're also going to bring in a conversation about turning back the clock on our skincare. So everything you need for your Tuesday. This is a Health Tuesday after all, so we got you covered, Mzansi. You don't need to go anywhere. Just pay a lot of attention after these ad breaks. See you soon.
Win a Toyota Corolla Cross 1.8 XS Hybrid with Plascon's 2025 Hybridity Color Forecast Competition. Spend 500 Rand or more on any Plascon products. WhatsApp your receipt, name and ID to this number. T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And now science and skincare collide as Eucerin unveils its latest epigenetic advancement, pushing the boundaries of skin health like never before. Now, Ayanda, our girl, attended the exclusive launch at the 92 on Rivonia Santon to explore how this breakthrough innovation is set to transform the future of skincare. Let's have a look.
What if you could unlock your skin's full potential? Today we are here to celebrate the launch of Eucerin's Epigenetic Serum, a new innovation that promises radiant and youthful skin. And listen to this, it promises to take off 5 years. Let's see what this is all about.
What makes the Epicelline Serum so different is really the patented age clock technology, as well as the active ingredient Epicelline, which is unique to Eucerin. The Epicelline Serum results are truly phenomenal. It reverses 10 signs of aging, as well as making you look up to 5 years younger in just 4 weeks.
I've been in partnership with Eucerin for almost 3 years now, and I was very clear that I was going to collaborate and partner with a company and organization that espouses my values, that has an ethos that I believe in. So it's been an incredible journey of being a Eucerin ambassador for the last 3 years. And it's a company that's family orientated and nurturing in its corporate identity.
Skincare is so important to me because it's not just about looking good, it's more of an idea of feeling good. The idea is to feel good in your own skin, and that brings some kind of confidence. So it's through skincare routines that I learned to be confident in myself, the way that I look and the way that I carry myself. Now today is all about skincare. Let's talk about first, why is skincare so important?
Well, I think skincare is so important just to feel good as well. Also, just from a medical perspective, we have to take care of ourselves, you know, feel rejuvenated, just feel a glow, you know, both internally and externally. So I love everything skincare. I'm obsessed with looking good, feeling good, and glowing from within, and of course, then the external.
Skincare matters to me so much because I personally suffer with acne. So, I mean, when you suffer with acne, it affects your self-confidence. So skincare is always at the top of my priority because I can't be in the streets feeling self-conscious.
I'm a content creator who's always on the screen, always has to put makeup on, so I have to make sure that my skin underneath is protected, and I make sure that I take care of it because that's very, very important. I cannot go without skincare or a skincare regimen. I love everything when it comes to Eucerin, and of course they have different ranges for different age groups, and I love the fact that Eucerin is very specific as well to each age group. They're so intentional as well, ensuring that people have a beautiful experience. I think also something paramount, you know, we have all these different skincare brands, and sometimes you feel overwhelmed, but Eucerin is the one skincare brand that dermatologists approve of as well, and that's why I love this brand so much, and the new range with our Satana.
Eucerin is defined by the life-changing power of dermatological skincare. And with the Hyaluron Filler Epicelline Serum, just due to its pure efficaciousness, it's a brilliant addition to our already beautiful stable of products.
With a deeper understanding of our skin, we are ready to take it to the next level, and that is unlocking its full potential with Eucerin's Epigenetic Serum. Now the science is clear, and it's time for the transformation.
Well, it is clear. A new era in anti-aging starts today with Eucerin. Now, the latest breakthrough, the epigenetic innovation, the Epicelline Serum, helps reverse epigenetic changes in just 4 weeks at the genetic level for visible results. Now, it's science-backed and dermatologist recommended, and definitely suitable for all skin types. And to help us explore this a bit more, we've got marketing manager at Eucerin, Anissa Ramdas, here to tell us a little bit more about what I would call a game-changing formula. Welcome, and thank you so much for being here, Anissa.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely looking the part, and we also saw you looking glam on screen. Absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
We've got to get into this. You're not only making bold claims as Eucerin, but also the results are very evident, right? So what led Eucerin to create the Epicelline Serum?
Yes. So Eucerin has always been a pioneer in the field of anti-aging. But what makes the Epicelline Serum so different is it's our first epigenetic innovation.
Right.
We have been developing our expertise in epigenetic research since 2008. And it's because epigenetic patterns has such a clear link to the biological processes that lead to skin aging.
My goodness, and the fact that you're getting in on a gene level is absolutely insane, which kind of tells me a little bit more about the aging process, right? And I know you've got technology that talks a little bit more about age clockwork technology. Can you explore that and tell me a bit more about it?
Sure. So the patented age clock technology is an algorithm based on epigenetic patterns that allow us to predict the biological age of your skin. So what this means is that the biological age is often different from the chronological age just because of lifestyle and environmental factors.
Right, right.
And this patented age clock technology allows us to test different active ingredients to see which of these positively modulate epigenetic patterns.
Sure.
And the active ingredient epicillin is one of those miracle ingredients.
Oh my gosh, I love that you said miracle because it does feel like that. It's like turning water into wine, my goodness. Let's get into the results. I mean, that's what the people are here for. Can you talk to me a bit more about what you've seen, what you've noticed?
The results from the clinical trials are absolutely phenomenal. We reversed 10 signs of aging in just 4 weeks. There's up to 78% wrinkle volume reduction. Facial contours are sharpened. There's an overall enhancement in skin radiance and skin evenness. And in the product and use study, patients confirm they look up to 5 years younger in just 4 weeks.
Well, come on, knock 5 years off my skin too. I'll look like a baby, won't I? But I know you've mentioned epicillin quite a bit throughout this.
Yes.
I'm very curious about this. It's the first time I'm coming across a word like this or what it even means. So can you take me through how the epicillin serum really helps reverse the signs of aging?
Sure. So lifestyle and environmental factors impact our epigenetic patterns. And what this means is youth genes are actually silenced. And this active ingredient, epicillin, works on these changed epigenetic patterns to help reverse it, as well as to prevent future epigenetic changes. The result is skin is restored and rejuvenated.
I love that. And I also love the fact that you've mentioned these environmental factors and lifestyle factors, because as much as skincare can do miracles, you also need to take care of the environment around you.
Absolutely.
And make sure that you're taking care of yourself regardless.
Absolutely. Diet, getting enough sleep, sun protection, all super important to maintain that good skin.
Come on. And when you say it, I believe you, because look at that wonderful skin. All right, let's talk about the launch of this product for Eucerin. I mean, we've explored and seen Eucerin really be at the forefront of so much, but how does this in particular cement them in the space of skincare innovation?
I think with this innovation, we really are pushing the boundaries in terms of what's possible in non-invasive anti-age skincare solutions.
I like that, yes.
And we're so super proud of what we've brought to the market. We invest heavily in research and development. We're always looking for the next best active ingredient for multiple therapeutic areas. And we have a very rich and exciting innovation pipeline.
Yep. Can we look forward to seeing more things in 2025, 2026?
You can definitely look forward to that, but unfortunately, my lips are sealed.
Okay. We'll have to have you back on the couch to talk a little bit more about it. But as it stands, this is absolutely incredible. Well done and congratulations.
Thank you so
also,
much.
It's such a beautiful event. My goodness. Next time, don't forget your girl, okay? Thank you so much,
Thank
Lisa, for being here. Appreciate you. Now, Eucerin continues, as you saw, to push the boundaries of skincare science. And the epicillin serum is just proof of that innovation. Now, get ready to see the future of anti-aging and try it for yourself and then experience the difference and then feedback and let us know how it goes.
Machele tells us all about. Oh my goodness. Listen, one thing I know about today is that there's so much going on. I was getting my hair combed, we're getting the makeup touched up. Why? Because there's still such great things on the way. And friend, I need you to know this much, that on the way I have a man who has such a beautiful voice. He was even warming it up now. I'm talking about Nick Soul. We're going to be catching up with him soon enough. And then also on the way, we're getting into a little bit of what I am so excited about, which is making sure that everyday meals are cooked with creativity and flavorful creations. And friend, it is all about Maggie in the next bit. Do not go anywhere. It's all happening right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Welcome back. You're right here where you need to be because, my friend, it's all about smiling through your morning. And this morning, Maggie's going to put a smile on your face. Why? We know that not too long ago, they launched their incredible Cook the Difference campaign. And we know as well that they always tell us food is not just about the ingredients. It's about the culture. It's about the creativity. It's about the community. And this morning, we have their category marketing manager for food. And I'm talking about Mayeng Machele, who's here to tell us all about how the journey is going, but more than anything else, how it is that we indeed continue to cook the difference with Maggie. Everyone, let's give her a feel-good welcome, please. Mayeng, how are you, my gorgeous?
I'm great, thank you.
That's
lovely to see you again.
And lovely to see you. I see you shining. I see you beaming.
Oh, absolutely.
Is it the campaign that cooked it? I thought so. I thought so. Because obviously we launched this last year, right? Yeah. Something so special. I think it's so amazing the way it's just helping people transform their everyday meals, but more than anything else, making them just the best home cooks that they possibly can be. Talk to me about the journey so far. How has it been?
It's been such an amazing journey, honestly. The Cook the Difference campaign really embodied the kind of consumers that we have in South Africa because we have such a diverse culture, you know what I mean? So the campaign is coming to a close and we have selected our 10 finalists. We're so excited to show their recipes online and really invite South Africa to really be involved in helping us choose the grand prize winner.
I love that. And there were so many people who entered.
So many people who
entered. Which is incredible.
It's incredible. They really got to show off their creativity, their you know, skills in the kitchen. And there were some unique recipes and some of them were really funny, but everybody had their little twist, you know. It was really fantastic to see the diversity coming through from, I mean, our beautiful country.
100%. And you know, they're all lucky I didn't enter, otherwise I would have already won, you know what I mean?
I know.
Exactly,
Mayeng. You and me both.
Exactly, girl. That's right. They're lucky we stayed out of this, okay? But Mayeng, there was a way that you guys decided to choose your top 10. Let's get into it. How exactly was it?
The judging was basically based on creativity, on execution, and really embodying Maggie as a brand and bringing the product to the fore, you know what I mean? So as a result of that, we had a panel of judges who really made sure that there's a lot of fairness, there's a lot of consistency as well, and making sure that, you know, we bring in that unique flair, we bring in also the classics, and really that diversity really coming through from the different recipes that we got.
I love that. And I think you really touched on that when you were like, you know, South Africa is so diverse, which means that we're going to get all kinds of unique recipes, which I love. But now the question is, what happens next? Where to from here, and what are those prizes that these top 10 contestants are hopefully going to be winning?
The first great thing is that all 10 contestants actually get a CETA accredited course to help them really upskill themselves and really upskill their culinary knowledge. So, I mean, that's an amazing feat, right? Next is the fact that one of them is going to be chosen to win the final grand prize. Lots of PR, lots of media, brand ambassadorship with Maggie. So there's a lot on the go, and we're making sure that we're partnering with them and helping them grow.
I love that. And of course, you did say that South Africa was going to be helping you guys to decide who is the ultimate winner. How is the public getting involved?
100%. So we are going to be live on our social media platforms, so please look out for that. South Africa, we're inviting you to help us choose the winner. You get to vote. Make sure that you log on to Facebook, Instagram, etc., and make sure that you follow us. And you will be able to see the recipes showcased on our social media platforms. And through those platforms, you will be able to vote. And we might even throw in a prize or two for those people that actually end up voting.
Mayeng, you know you guys always do. You always have something for South Africa.
You know how we do.
Come on. And of course, this is why I now need to ask you, what more can we look forward to in terms of what Maggie's bringing in 2025? What's going to be happening?
2025 is going to be an amazing year for Maggie. We've got another campaign coming in, because you know we're coming hot, right?
Yes.
We've got some new flavors coming through as well. So stay tuned for all of that. We've got a lot of exciting stuff this year. We're really excited for Maggie this year.
That's incredible. And Mayeng, I mean, we've just seen the Cook the Difference campaign go from strength to strength, which I think is absolutely incredible. But let's talk about, you know, how this time around you just feel like it's grown to be even bigger than what it was when you guys first had the vision. Let's speak about that.
I mean, it's a beautiful story because Maggie is a heritage brand after all. Maggie is that brand that we all grew up with. I mean, we talked about this in our last interview, and you know, I mean, you can't help but be a part of the journey, whether you want to or not. Maggie will always be in your face. So we're really excited about the fact that we've really come full circle as a brand. We're making making sure that we are serving the communities that we actually, you know, live in, and we are part of everybody's culinary journey, whether you're a novice cook, whether you're an experienced cook.
Yeah.
It really comes down to the fact that Maggie is in everybody's home.
Beautiful. And it's just so accessible. I think that's the best part.
Absolutely.
Yes. Now, one thing that also lets me know, rather, that you guys are accessible is the fact that you have such a diverse group of people in the top 10. So talk to us a little bit about the demographics. You know, in what way do they differ when we talk about, you know, from the youngest to the oldest? Tell us about that beautiful, diverse group.
I think, again, it comes down to the beauty of the diversity of our country. We had entries from all corners of South Africa, whether it was the KZN spice, you know, whether it is that Josie flair with the street food, that sort of thing. We really had quite a diverse number of entries. And that's what really made it exciting to actually even see those entries coming through. The judging panel had a really tough time, but I mean, I think they made a great choice.
I love that. And one last thing, just to end things off, what would you like to say just to South Africa in terms of the voting, and also just a little bit of advice to the top 10? Because I can imagine they're sitting there being like, I really want to win. What do you say to them?
I think Maggie is all about authenticity and bringing your authentic self to the table, right? So as a chef, whether you're a novice, like I said, whether you're experienced, bring your authentic self. Do what you do best, and that's the best way to actually get through anything, whether in life, whether on the table, whether in the kitchen. So we really wish them all the best, and I think we're going to see some really amazing stuff.
Beautiful, Baying. I'm so happy for you guys. Well done on getting to this point in the incredible Cook the Difference campaign. I think it really is something that is not just allowing people to cook the difference, but it's being the difference as well in people's homes and beyond. So well done.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, and I'm so excited to see who wins. Me too. Zansi, you need to get excited as well, because remember, it is in your hands. You're the one that is going to be voting for this top 10 that was selected by the judges. As you heard, it was difficult, so I'm wishing you all of the best, all right? But the way in which you can be a part of it, and for all of the updates, go and follow @Maggie South Africa and make sure that you support your favorite finalist. And friend, I can't wait to see who comes out on top, but it's always Maggie helping us cook the difference and allowing everyday meals to become flavorful creations, and more than anything else, just a whole lot of fun in the kitchen. Right now, I need to check on what's happening with my family there in Cape Teasy, Foshizi. Guys, are you still good this morning?
So good, and even better because now I'm just salivating by thinking what's going to be made with those beautiful Maggie noodles. And I can't wait to see you in the kitchen because salivation station is coming through, Zanzi. I promise you that much.
I love that salivation station. All right. Well, today we're talking about something that could shape your entire financial future. Investing is what I'm referring to. And if you had to put all your money into one thing for the next 10 years, what it would be, from stocks and property to small businesses, and even a name and a word that's floating around, cryptocurrency. The possibilities are just endless.
They really are endless, and there's so many options, right? So long-term investments can be life-changing, but I think choosing where to put your money takes a little bit of strategy, right? So the question is, are you looking for stability, high returns, or maybe a mix of both? Well, I think over the next decade, smart investing could mean the difference between financial freedom and missed opportunities.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the one that said, I wish I did, I should have,
I should have. My goodness. So let's talk about it. I mean, that is a question I'm going to pose to you as well, that if you had to invest all your money into one thing for the next 10 years, what would it be?
Such a good question.
It's great.
I think about like all the options that we do have. I definitely wouldn't go the meme coin cryptocurrency route because that is just so volatile at the moment. If I was to get creative, I'd probably invest in something that doesn't have an impact when it comes to AI. So like a plumbing skills, electrical skills, anything crazy like that. Because I think that's like something that won't get affected by AI too much. But for me personally, I'd probably throw it into property. Like, whoa, I'm in Cape Town. So seeing what's happening in Cape Town right now, seeing property just explode, I'd love to jump on that bandwagon. I foresee the next 10 years to more than likely produce more positives in that, in that world.
I would agree. I mean, when I think about investment, I'm thinking about securing a future for my children. I'm thinking about independence for myself right now, and also making my money work for me. And so I absolutely am looking into the world of investment properties, to your point.
Nice. I love it.
I just want to, you know, get a property, get a Joburg, Durban, Cape Town, like just everywhere, rent it out, make my money work for me, and just ensure that I'll be okay. That bond is taken care of, and I can really get my forever home, my future home, and continue building on my future.
I think that's such a great option because it does take a bit of commitment. It takes a bit of sacrifice, but wow, end
On
of the
other
road,
side?
you're all going to look good.
Come
You're going to feel
on.
good, and you can actually enjoy all the sacrifice you made. Now, I think this is a great question that we should all be asking ourselves. And have you asked yourself this question? And do you have an answer? This is what we want to know. So looking for expert advice, you've come to the right place, because we have financial guidance in the courtesy of ABSA's Investment Hub. And you can go visit absa.co.za to do just that. There's everything. We've got beginner investors, seasoned pros. They're all going to love the tools on offer and the resources that are there to help you make informed financial decisions. So that 2035, let's just think about that. It's just around the corner, 10 years' time. I think the 2035 self will absolutely be grateful for the beautiful, great decisions that you made today.
There are stories of dreamers, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.
All right, so we got the money sorted, but what are we going to do with the money? I think we should head to the kitchen and make something delicious. And I promised you that the salivation station was coming up next, and that's exactly what's happening. We're talking about incredible spicy vorst and egg noodles. Yeah,
what a combination. Absolutely love that. Also, Nick Soul is standing by, and he's going to be talking about his album called Timeless, which is coming up. So the food front sorted, the music front is sorted, and also the relationship front is sorted. Yes, it is Relationship Tuesday, and we got to talk about situationships versus romantic relationships.
Interesting.
It's my feel-good show.
Oh yes, every time we meet up, it's a celebration right here on S3. And Expresso family, this morning we are celebrating a multi-talented king, an award-winning actor, and someone who is doing the absolute most. I am talking about none other than the man who is called Nicholas Nkuna, but we professionally know him as Nick Soul. Not only has he gone on to be on all kinds of productions, such as Generations, The Legacy, Skim Sam, and currently even Mubango, but he has a brand new album called Timeless. And friend, we are here to celebrate the beautiful things he is doing. Everyone, let's give him a feel-good welcome, please. It's Nick Soul.
Thank you.
Nick, how are you?
I'm doing well this morning. How are you doing?
I'm amazing, thank you.
You look stunning as always.
You look amazing.
Thank you so much.
Your beauty is timeless. Yes, it is.
And yours too.
Oh, stop it. But let's start with the acting thing that you are just killing. Like, how can people even say that they've been on 3 of the biggest productions in the country? It's only people like you.
Look, I think it's the destiny. It's the grace of God. I'm so happy to wake up every morning to do my work with diligence, professionalism.
Yes.
Being there, showing up, and being the greatest in what I do.
Come on.
I live for this. This is my life.
It's what you were born for.
Without it, I'm nothing.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And of course, you have got your new character right now on Bango.
Yes.
Please tell us a little bit about him.
Kalemas Melane, incredible, devious, a man you can never know, a man you can never trust.
Yes.
A man who's got a lot of secrets going on. So I think audiences are going to be shocked for the first time. And I mean, a lot of great stuff have happened in the show over the years.
Yeah.
But there's something about this character and how they've written him in that is extraordinary.
Yeah.
So also shout out to the writers and shout out to also more than 20 years of Mobango on screen.
Exactly,
Yeah.
which I think is one of the most beautiful things, right? This beautiful thing of you being able to go and now be on a soapie that's been one of the longest running in South Africa.
Yeah, for sure.
But one of the most loved. What
Yes.
does that mean for your career?
Look, it means that it means that God is there. It means that my path is continuing.
Yes.
It means that Nicholas Nkuna, if I would look at him when he was a kid, he'd be smiling back at me.
Aww.
It means that my grandmother, wherever she is in the great heavens, she's proud. It means that my mother, is proud. It also means that Africa and South Africa is also very proud because we take our work seriously. And not only we want to do it here, we're also looking and do it internationally.
Exactly.
And also, proving to the world that Africa is not just a small little place that has no incredible grace of talent.
100%, 100%. We need to tell Donald Trump that. That's for another day. You're somebody right now who is literally on Mubango, but you're also on Generations The Legacy.
Yes.
How do you balance those two productions? I feel like they're both such big ones.
So that was crazy, right? Because my move was happening while I was shooting the show and shooting them. My dressing rooms are like 7 dressing rooms away.
Yay.
So people are looking at me running up and down because Jen needs me, Mobango needs me.
Yes,
But
everyone needs Nick.
But that's the grace. That's the grace. And I take it all in and I thank God for that.
Amen.
Yeah.
And of course, you've taken that grace and you've poured it into your music. Timeless, your second album. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
What can we expect from this beauty when we go and we listen to it? It's finally out and congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. I want to thank these women. I celebrate women all the time. If people see on social media, I always buy people roses and give people their flowers. Tembisile Ntaka, Sisi, and Judith Sipuma.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being part of this album. You've changed my life.
Wow.
And also just the album doing well. Lumona is doing incredible. I think we've got more than 50 streams on radio.
Wow.
Listening. So I'm very proud of that. I'm proud of Tembisile. She has a great story, sort of similar to mine's, from humble beginnings to this incredible space where we can create art and create, the grace that we love.
Come on.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's really just a beautiful thing to be able to see you put out yet another piece of work that is from your soul. Because that's what you guys do. You pour your soul, Nick's soul, which is what we appreciate about you. But, in terms of this album, talk to us about the musical direction. I mean, you thank those beautiful ladies.
Yes.
What is the story that's being told about it, and what's the cultural significance even?
Look, Timeless for me, when the idea was born, I was very clear that I wanted to celebrate Africa and soul music in Africa.
Yes.
There are songs like Mali, there are songs like Tingo Motababe, which I'll perform later. A story about a Swati man who's lost his love and his father's cows, are now, back home. So I think for me, it was those stories. The song with Judith, Higher, it means wherever you are, go back home. Remember to go back home.
Yeah.
Songs like we did the deluxe now, actually, with 3 more songs.
Darling.
We have a song called Poresa. It's written in Shona. We have a song called Ofana Nawe, and there's this emotional song that is very much tough to talk about, but it's called Lonely Room.
Yeah.
Where you are being really tested, and where you're going through the most, and you are in a space
in a lonely room with the grace of God.
Sure.
And you say, it's just you and I. Can you lead me where you need to be? Because sometimes we want to lead ourselves and forgetting that each and every one, you know, one of you all here in the studio, you have a destiny.
Amen.
You know, so bless you all. And may in
bless.
this lonely room,
Hallelujah.
you know.
Hallelujah. And Nick Soul, it sounds like you were in a lonely room when you wrote that.
Yes, I was.
Yes.
To be honest, I was in a lonely room.
So.
Space of changing. And then change can almost want to break you.
Yeah.
But sometimes change is important because God is placing you in a different place.
Yeah.
I don't want to preach. I just want to say change sometimes can feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But when you look at tomorrow, you might realize that it was necessary.
Come on. Hey, Nick Soul is speaking from the soul for real, child. Speaking to the soul even.
Yeah.
And I really feel as though, you know, with you talking about change,
Sure.
I have to ask.
Sure.
In what ways is Nick Soul still going to change? In what ways do you still want to expand and want to grow and become the brand that is what's in your heart that we don't even see it?
I think when you and I spoke last time, we spoke about the producing thing.
Yes.
So Sonia, Mbele and I are already working on our first film.
Oh, wow.
At the end of this year.
Ooh, that's incredible.
So, yeah, so that's going to be really deep. It's a story of this beautiful couple that lost their child in a pool. The child drowned. So they sort of go through these therapy sessions in getting out of, do they want to be together or not? So it's quite deep. So we're preparing ourselves to, you know, to dive into those type of things. But besides that, you know, there's some overseas things that are coming up I can't talk about.
Ooh,
but
child, yes.
Yeah. And then the rest is just music,
Beautiful.
and also giving back.
I love that. Yeah. And Nick, you know, I can act, just so you know. Just for your...
So it's fine?
Yeah, just so you...
So that means you and I will work one day?
Yes, yeah.
For sure?
Yeah. I mean, you have a film at the end of the year, Nick, so like, so you know, I can... You said it's about a couple going through something, and I can act as a psychologist. How do you feel about that? You know what I mean? I'm just letting you know. But Nick, this is incredible. I really feel like you have just done so well in terms of you balancing all these things that you have passions for, because you do them so excellently.
Thank you
know,
so
some people do things and it's like, mama there and there, but when you do it at such a high level, so well done.
For sure.
We just can't wait to see you continue to spread your wings.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks to the family as well. Thank you.
Of course.
Yes.
And we still have an amazing performance that is going to be coming from this man right here. And we cannot wait for it. But right now, I need absolutely everyone in Cape Town to get ready for it as well. Ryle, are you excited to see Nick Soul take us on a beautiful journey through his music?
Yo, listen, excitement is an understatement, because I was listening to Nick Soul, and Nick Soul said that everybody has a destiny. Everybody's destined for greatness. So I'm taking that and running with it, and I think you should too, Mzansi. Now, before we get into the performance, official duties must commence. We've got about 2 minutes before the hour, so I think it's perfect time to bring in official duties, and Carissa's standing by with the latest. Let's go.
Thank you so much, Raul. Let's get into your national news for the final time on this Tuesday morning. Now, starting next month, South Africa's new national minimum wage of 28 Rand 79 cents per hour will take effect, up from 27 Rand 58 cents. Advocate Tertius Wessels, Managing Director at Strategy Labour Solutions, stresses the importance of open communication during this transition. Now, he notes that employees earning above the minimum wage are not automatically entitled to the 4.4 increase, and suggested employers must engage with their workforce to manage expectations. Employers are urged to familiarize themselves with the new regulation for compliance. In other national news, Eastern Cape Transport MEC Xolile Qata says that major investments by the provincial government and the South African National Roads Agency in road infrastructure will help address concerns raised by the South African Human Rights Commission. The Commission recently reported that only 9% of roads in the province are paved, well below the national average of 25%. Qata welcomed further investment in roads, citing population growth and new communities as key factors, and acknowledged the significant contributions to road development in the province. Let's take a look at those international news headlines. Ugandan opposition leader Kizza Besigye, 68, is back in prison after receiving overnight treatment at a clinic. He began a hunger strike a week ago, and his health has reportedly worsened. Besigye faces charges in a military court for illegal firearm possession, endangering national security, and treason, all carrying the death penalty, which he denies. Arrested in Kenya in November, he has been in prison since. Uganda's highest court recently ruled that trying civilians in a military court is unconstitutional, but the government insists the trial should continue. Meanwhile, Sir Keir Starmer has expressed his readiness to deploy UK troops in Ukraine to help secure a peace deal. He emphasized that lasting peace is crucial to deter further Russian aggression, ensuring the end of the war doesn't result in a temporary pause before renewed attacks. Now, UK forces could be stationed alongside European troops at the border between Ukrainian and Russian-held territories. Starmer also advocated for a US-backed peace agreement. Meanwhile, European leaders stress collaboration, while Russia's Foreign Minister Lavrov rejects Europe's role in peace talks. And to close off your news for this Tuesday, at nearly 74, wisdom, the world's oldest known bird, has once again returned to Midway Atoll National Wildlife Refuge in the Pacific Ocean to hatch yet another chick, proving that age is really just a number. Now, the remarkable Laysan albatross first banded in 1956 and has produced 50 to 60 eggs in her lifetime, successfully fledging as many as 30 chicks, returning to the same nesting site each year. Though her longtime mate, Akiyamai, hasn't been seen in years, Wisdom continues to court and dance with new partners, ensuring her legacy lives on. As she nurtures her latest chick, Wisdom remains a symbol of resilience and the enduring rhythms of nature. Beautiful way to close up your news for this Tuesday. Let's head into your last bit of sports. Here's Raul with the latest.
Thank you so much, Carissa. Yes, our last round of sport. Let's dive into it, and let's start with the Nedbank Cup. Now, holders Orlando Pirates face a tough away test against SuperSport United in the Nedbank Cup quarterfinals as they chase a third successive title. Now, Kaizer Chiefs travel to Stellenbosch FC, aiming for their first silverware since 2015. And Mamelodi Sundowns await the winners of Royal AM versus Milford FC, while Durban City host 2021 champions Marumo Gallants. Well, sticking to football news, and SuperSport United's coach, Gavin Hunt, will take charge of his 999th top-flight game tonight against Kaizer Chiefs in the Betway Premiership. Now, the 60-year-old, in his 27th consecutive PSL season, has won 4 league titles and holds an impressive record of 415 wins in 998 matches. Now, his landmark 1,000th game will be against Golden Arrows, taking place on Sunday. Well, we stick to football, but move it abroad now, and Bayern Munich coach Vincent Kompany expects Harry Kane to be fit for tonight's Champions League clash against Celtic, despite the striker missing training after a knock in Saturday's 0-0 goalless draw with Bayer Leverkusen. Now, a final decision will be made later today, but Bayern remain unbeaten at home in the competition since April 2021. Well, from football, we move to the world of rugby, and the 2025 Varsity Cup season began in thrilling fashion as Marties avenged last year's semi-final loss with a dramatic 41-37 win over defending champions UFS at Dani Craven Stadium. Now, CUT impressed as well with a 29-13 away victory over UJ, while newly promoted UP Tuck secured a 35-8 bonus point win over Wits in wet conditions. Now, the Ike Tigers clash with NWU Eagles was postponed, and this due to a student protest. Well, that's a roundup of all things sport. We'll do it all again tomorrow morning. But for now, though, many of you heading on the roads, it's how we can assist you when it comes to traffic.
Thank you so much, Raul. Let's get into your traffic for the final time. Out in Durban and KZN, there are roadworks taking place at Jacobs, resulting in major delays from the N2. So please remain vigilant while heading on out there and driving. And in Gauteng, in Benoni, there's a stationary vehicle on the N12 westbound after Snake Road. The right shoulder is closed, causing slow-moving traffic. Wherever you're headed, please maintain a safe following distance. Now, we stick in Gauteng, out in Boksburg, where heavy delays are expected for motorists caused by a multi-vehicle accident on the N12 eastbound before Atlas Road. Lanes are restricted with the back of queue on Ronebold Road. So please plan your route accordingly, and wherever you're headed, make sure that you get there safely on this Tuesday. Well, let's have a final look at your weather as we wrap up your roads. The South African Weather Service has issued multiple warnings for today, with heavy rainfall and severe storms expected across several provinces. Now, an orange level 5 warning is in place for the western northwest and the central Free State, where disruptive rain may cause flooding in informal settlements, low-lying areas and roads. Yellow level 4 and 2 warnings extend across northwest, Gauteng, Mpumalanga and Free State, with risks of localized flooding. Now, in the Eastern Cape, severe thunderstorms may damage infrastructure and property. Meanwhile, a yellow level 1 warning warns of strong winds, making sea navigation difficult between Lambert's Bay and Cape Agulhas. Now, the final morning view this morning, the sunrise view, in fact, is from Durban. Now, this one was sent from Roomba. Out in Durbs, you can expect 32-degree weather. And when I look at that morning light, I definitely know that for sure. Absolutely beautiful with the mist just coming over the grass, that morning dew, just letting you know that, yes, out in Durban, it's going to be envy of the rest of the cities in South Africa, because a beautiful day is what you can expect. Keep on sharing your morning views with us from other parts of the country, maybe from some we haven't heard of before, on 0634088863. That's how we like to spend our mornings, to see what you wake up to. For now, though, let's have a look at what else the rest of the country can expect in temperatures for today.
You know that it is a Relationship Tuesday here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. So there's always something to look forward to, rather, no matter what is happening outside in terms of your weather. And today I am talking about the fact that we're going to be talking about situationships versus relationships, the ones that have, you know, a little bit of romance in them. What exactly is the difference, friend? You're going to want to stick around for that. Then also coming up, I have been waiting for this guy. Nick Soul is in the building, and he is going to be performing from his new album called Timeless. It is something that is going to be so special, so trust me, you don't want to go anywhere. We're going to take just a small anyana break, and we'll be back on the other side of this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh yes, Mzansi, you have made an absolutely incredible decision because you're right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're opening up with S3 and about to bring in some incredible conversation. We're talking about something called a situationship. If you ever heard the word, well then, well done to you. If you haven't, don't worry, we got you covered. Now, situationships and undefined connections are on the rise. And the question is, are they slowly replacing romantic relationships? Now we have Sadia Southgate, who is a HPCSA registered counselor and psychologist, as well as a supervisor. And she's joining us right now as we look at the blurred lines and navigate that gray area together. Hopefully we can find clarity here this morning. Sadia, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Good. I love your colors. It's
Thank
radiating
you.
good vibes. So hopefully
Yes.
we get that out of this convo.
We cross fingers. Honestly,
yes.
we
I'm
do.
scared about this world, eh?
I'm telling you, situationships. I don't know, we say they're on the rise, but I feel like that's just the name we've given something that's been around for a while, right?
We're just catching people out more.
This is what I'm saying. So I'm curious to
Exposure.
hear your take on situationships. If you
Yes.
think that is the evolution of romantic relationships, if it's something separate, or if it's just another word we've given for being emotionally closed off.
I think you've touched it there when you said, you know, it's kind of something that's been on the rise already for years.
Yeah.
And what I thought about as you both were speaking, you know, is that oftentimes people see relationships as when it comes to friends with benefits. So there's kind of just like a nicer term for situationships or friends with benefits. But I believe that it's come on the rise because of social media. And so basically dating apps, like I'm not familiar with dating apps because I'm married.
Nice.
So it's what's it, Bumble and Tinder as well.
Yeah.
So social media specifically has this connotation of just swiping, and you always see certain things about, you know, I have this option, then I have that option. So oftentimes, you know, it's on the rise because there's more than one option that people have. And I believe that when it comes to it replacing romantic relationships, I would definitely say it has, because romantic relationships, there's more commitment there. There's more transparency. I'm being open. I'm committed to one particular person, let's say for the rest of my life, you know. So when it comes to a situationships, it's saying that I want you and I want you and I want you. There's so many options. And I just want to click and I just want to swipe and I just want to tap, you know. So it's definitely been on the rise because of social media. That is a trend as well.
I mean, look, I got to be honest here. When I was growing up as a youngster, learning about my sexuality and what I loved and wanted, it was quite overwhelming to experience how much of an external influence these decisions were being impacted on, right? So if I was told about this when I was a kid, I would exploit this. Hands down, honestly, I would have exploited this. I would have been like, yeah, let's get into situationship. That's just more numbers for me, you know, just exploring the world.
Yes.
How can youngsters not want to fall into this trap? Because it's so easy. There's no strings attached. I can have my cake and I can eat it.
Right.
This is promoting something that I don't think personally is quite healthy. Now that I've learned about what love is and the power of real commitment, looking at both sides now, I'm like, hang on, we're getting led down a very slippery slope here, which could ruin our ability to love truly, don't you think?
Yes, and also just, you know, with the next generation that's coming up, you know, there's always the curiosity side. So as adults, maybe you feel like, no, it's okay, I'll settle down and things like that. But as a youngster and as an adolescent, it's like, let me explore this type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's so dangerous because I believe that us as practitioners are left with the crumbs of having to pick that person up again.
Sure.
Because now what is happening is that now I need to, as a practitioner, sit with a client and I need to kind of reassure them, remind them that they are resilient as human beings, but coming down to how do I give this person hope again that love is out there.
Sure.
And that is the
Just
danger.
been broken.
Completely shattered. It's tough, it's tough. But we're grateful for you to be able to put us back together. But I think about a situationship, right? I don't find myself in one. If I were to find myself in one, speaking on behalf of, and I'm looking at it going, okay, do I move on from this or do I now make the commitment, right? How do you even navigate that decision making?
Yeah, it's difficult to navigate through that situationship. So let's just say you are not in one week.
Please let me know.
Can we confirm this?
Yes.
Are you in a
She's on the way. She's on the way.
It's on the way, yes. It's just a mere fact, you know, that it comes down to understanding, you know, what you want and what that person wants. So oftentimes I would say, you know, transparency and open communication, effective open communication is what's key in any relationship. But we know in today's society that does not always go according to plan. So first and foremost, I often speak about knowing your worth. If this is something that I want, I would pursue it, and I know that that is something that my partner wants as well. You know, because sometimes what happens is that people that are in situationships, they just tell you what you want to hear, but not what you need to hear. And that is the difference that they need to watch out for.
I love this. For me, what this sounds like is just like a cop-out to the inevitability of that moment in relationship before you commit. You know that that moment of like, I'm getting to know you, I'm getting to find out about yourself. We're not dating yet, but like, let's figure it out. Is that not just kind of like what this seems to really be? But instead we put a label on it, and we're now saying that a situationship can be a thing. If we didn't label it, then it would be a phase of moving towards getting into a relationship, or this is not for me. Should it not then just be that? Could a situationship not just be exactly that? I don't know.
Are you advocating for situationship?
I don't know, maybe.
It sounds like
maybe,
it.
if it's done the right way.
It sounds, you know, you see if it's done the right way. But I think it's the terminology, situationship, because that already, even though, you know, situationships are seen as the lack of commitment, and I'm not putting a label on it, but the terminology in itself is already putting a label on it. So if we eliminate that and we say that I'm getting to know you because I want to pursue you as my spouse or as my partner, let's say courtship. That again is a different perspective that we are taking when it comes to relationship. And I, for one, would say when someone comes and say, you know what, let's not label this, that already is, I won't say a red flag, but technically, if you read it like through the blurred lines, it would say, this is not going to go far, and they are.
Right, exactly. Daddy issues, mommy issues, so many issues.
Yes.
What would you suggest, though, like in this reality that we're speaking out, which I think is so often played out in real life, one of the people in this situationship is going to eventually feel like, I want more, right? When is a good time to be honest about that? And should you be honest, knowing that you are in a situationship? Is it fair for me to be honest in the situationship and say, listen,
I caught feelings, bro.
I coupled feelings. I want more. I need more. Is that fair then if we have established that we're in this situationship?
I think that it is fair because as humans, we are wired for connection. So feelings are inevitable. So whether it's friends, and that's why I say that's where the terminology, I believe the nice term came, came in, is because we are spending time together. So for me, psychologically understanding that if it's just a situationship, you are numbing yourself to actually feeling. And I don't think that that is psychologically healthy because it often leads to depression and anxiety, trauma, a lack of self-esteem, and, you know, as you were touching on a whole lot of nuggets there. Yes, I just want to say is that, you know, we do understand that there is a danger to it. So I would say, first and foremost, if these are adults, I often say when it comes to adults, you have a right to be open and honest about your thoughts and your feelings because I know where I stand and it's helpful for me to know where you stand. And that in itself creates a bond, not just between the two of you, but a lifelong commitment that you have with each other. And essentially, it has a ripple effect into everything else in our lives.
Whew. Well, listen, we are not done talking about situationships because there's so much more to unpack with Sadia Southgate, who is still going to sit on our couch with us because, listen, we got questions. And if you've got questions too, remember to hit us up on our socials or even on our WhatsApp line with a voice note or a message, just letting us know exactly what your situationship is and how we can help you navigate all of that. So your Relationship Tuesday continues on the other side of this.
And by this, we're talking about the incredible entertainment that is coming your way right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We've been promising you all throughout the morning. And friends, it is finally here. Please welcome to the Expresso stage. It is none other than Nick Sol with Umona.
And that's the truth. Qaphela ungathemba abantu abaduze nawe. You don't have to let nobody know. Keep it on the low. Gento yo. Figel izinto zakho. Donyama shaya umthandazo. Ungaphela abasithandi kunjalo. Abasithandi kunjalo. Abasithandi kunjalo. Abafuna ukubona umelelo. Abasithandi kunjalo. Tell me, see the dagger goes.
Ungaba inyanga kodwa still ube nomona ngezinkanyezi. Oh, wembona. Ufuna ukungibona ngingcono kodwa ngingabi ngcono kunawe. Oh, wembona. Umuntu usuke esweni, umuntu usuke ekhayeni. Kungani singakhazimuli sonke kodwa bona. Umuntu usuke esweni, umuntu usuke ekhayeni. Kungani singakhazimuli sonke bona.
Here we go. Kunjalo. Kunjalo. Abasithandi kunjalo. Abasithandi kunjalo.
Abasithandi siphumelele. Abasithandi siphumelele. Basithanda singaphansi kwabo kodwa bona. Liphelile ilizwe. Kusobala abasithandi kunjalo.
Can I see you wave your hands? Abasithandi kunjalo. Abasithandi kunjalo. Abasithandi kunjalo. Basihlela umo, hlela umo, hlela umo, hlela umo. Kunjalo. Yeah. Liphelile ilizwe. Aphelile amazwe. Usoma. Abasithandi kunjalo. Abasithandi kunjalo. Abasithandi kunjalo. Can I hear everybody in the room? Abasithandi kunjalo. Sing with me. Abasithandi kunjalo. Abasithandi kunjalo. Kunjalo.
Amen. Everybody, it's Nick Soul. What an incredible talent. And honestly and truly one of the best that South Africa has to offer. And the lovely thing is, he's not going anywhere. You mustn't have more now. Please, please, please. There's still more on the way. Right now, though, I need to tell you what else is still coming up. You heard the spicy conversation that Raul and Carissa were having up in Cape Town. And we're finding out what is the difference between a situationship and a romantic relationship. And are situationships actually replacing romantic relationships? That is the question. Also on the way, we get into a delicious recipe. I'm talking about a spicy vorst and egg noodle recipe. One that I know you're going to want to take home and try yourself. It's all happening right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Don't go anywhere.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, we're back. And both of us so excited. We didn't know who was going to say it, but welcome back, Mzazi. Welcome.
Because it's the conversation that just needs to be had. We're talking about situationships. Now, are they becoming the new norm? And traditional relationships, are they kind of being eclipsed by this new thing, slowly becoming the thing of the past? Now, Sadia Southgate is here to continue unpacking this with us because, man, oh, man. I also think that if we're being honest, we've all been in a situationship, right?
Yeah.
We've all had the...
Sadia, you look like you're a victim there.
I can't deal. We don't have to admit anything on national TV, but I will say I have been in situationships before. Raul's also admitted to this, and it is something quite challenging to navigate.
It is, I think, not the fact of it being the situationship that's challenging to navigate, but what happens when you into that situationship and naturally you gravitate towards this person. Someone couples feelings, like we said.
Come on.
And this is where I really want to play into, because I think naturally, as you spend more time with someone, you're going to find things to love about them or hate about them. And that's just human nature, right? So when we get to that point of, hey, man, this situationship is starting to feel real. This person I'm with, I'm starting to develop a real connection with them. Do I express that? Or do I just keep it to myself and continue to just let things play out the way they are? Because, I mean, I got to be honest with my feelings. I need to talk to someone about this. Who do I speak to, Sadia?
Well,
You've come to the right place.
Yes, but, you know, I wanted to touch on saying that, you know, honesty is the best policy. I'm not just being honest for myself, but I'm being honest and transparent for the person on the other side that's actually receiving this information. So yes, it's become kind of the in thing, situationships, but the reality is that feelings are going to develop, whether we like it or not, because when it comes to, let's say, sexual relationships that you're having with people, that is a soul connection that you have. We don't see it, but we feel it, whether it's there or not. So it's something that oftentimes we talk about things that lies beneath the surface. So that is just the situationship. What comes to mind is just the tip of the iceberg. So the feelings, the soul connection, the mind and the body is what connects them, and that is lying beneath the surface.
Yeah, I'd agree. Sometimes we try to separate the mind and the body, but like it's all one thing at the end of the day. We also asked you, Expresso fam, to share your thoughts with us, because it's not just about us and our questions, okay? We also want to hear what you have to say, and let's tap into this. We had Teresa van Veek who said, "Good morning, Expresso family. Love is important, but love in a marriage is not enough to sustain it. It needs God, it needs respect, loyalty, commitment, effective communication, unwavering support, and like you said, honesty. Too many marriages do fail because people marry for the wrong reasons, security, money, and not anchored in God. And without God, you are bound to fail. Sickness, loss of earnings, failed business ventures are realities which affect thousands of families. And love goes out the window then, which proves that there are very few people in this world who knows what unconditional love is. Love is attached to what people can get, money, possessions, etc. But love is a verb. It is an action word. And too many people act out of their love and lives to what they can get out of life. Stop the hypocrisy, manipulation, and lies, and be true to yourself. Be authentic. Stop misleading honest people and, of course, hurting them. And stop saying, I love you, unless you know what it truly, truly means." Woo, Teresa!
Sage words.
Mic drop.
Teresa had an answer for everybody. You want to know what's up? Teresa's got you. But I genuinely love a lot of what's being said. And it seems like there is a big sentiment on communication, on love, and the fact that you need to build up somewhat of a system in order to make it work. Sorry, when is it the right time to take that next step? When do we marry someone? Because essentially, that's the next sort of evolution from relationship. Full life commitment.
Yes.
When do we confidently
step into
that world? When do we bring that conversation about?
I believe the comment there kind of just put it nicely in place, like bullet points, structured, but it's when I can see myself not living without this person, you know?
That.
So I want to kind of just put it like that, because when I know that I can't go a day without this person, I would know that I want to be with them for the rest of my life, you know, because it's a very tricky thing and a very difficult situation to navigate through. But what the comment was saying is that God is the center of everything, you know. So from that, everything else flows, whether it's money, whether it's your career, whether it's kids, everything else that flows from that. Because whatever it is that I have not dealt with as a parent, whether I'm married or not, because we do have single parents that are watching the show, is that's going to have a ripple impact on my children. And what role am I playing in that? Because now what is happening if I'm not drawing the line by the trauma and what was done to me, I'm passing that on by default. So I would say, speak up about it, be open and honest, create that environment for the kids and for yourself and for the person that you are in the situationship with. But basically what it comes down to is, if I can't live without you, then I need to stay with you.
But I got to stay with you. That's the only alternative. I love that. I also love that she brought up the fact that, you know, we go through financial difficulties. Sickness can happen to anybody at any point in your life, and love truly is the thing that, you know, lasts. And I think we brought this up before about unconditional love, because now let's just swing the pendulum the other way. Yes, we have the closed-off situationships. We're not getting vulnerability and love involved. But when it comes to commitment, unconditional love, is this something that is true?
Is it a real thing?
It's a very hard question. Let me say this, you know, there's a thing that we call in psychology conditional positive regard. But I believe that when it comes to also just love, we often put conditions on it.
Yeah.
So if I'm loving with conditions, then my intentionality is wrong in the first place. Because conditions is constantly changing. Finances are changing, our careers are changing. So if I'm basing my love, my commitment on something that is changing, my marriage is not going to last. Because I love the person, not the thing that they come with.
Sure.
Sure. Mic drop right there. Sorry, I can't be ever more grateful for having you out here this morning. I think the way you brought in a real perspective on situationships, which is something that is so grey in this day and age, it just makes sense. I think it's all about, like you said, communication. Be honest with yourself, which is going to allow yourself to be honest with everybody else. And I'm going to take this and run with it.
Absolutely. Not run into a situation.
No worries.
This has been wonderful. And thank you for also bringing hope to so many people that find themselves in very blurred and sticky situations. So can't wait to have you back again to hopefully talk some more positively about love in this month of love. Well, that is your relationship chat for this Health Tuesday. It's where we leave things for now, but continue the conversation across our socials, just like Teresa has, and we'll see all of that straight after this.
Thank you, Kate TZ. I love the conversation you guys have been having, but I want to bring it to the food now. I'm so excited to get into this because you know all about Maggie's beautiful Cook the Difference campaign that's been happening. And today we get to find out about how the incredible Nyakalo Lesesa has said, no, I want to be part of the top 10. And she did exactly that. And I am so excited for you to get to know her because remember, she needs your votes. But let's get to know how it is we can also make a spicy wors and egg noodle recipe. Everybody, this queen who's made it to the top 10. Let's give her a feel-good welcome, please. Nyakalo, how are you, my baby?
I'm good, thanks to you.
I'm amazing, thank you. Firstly, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So proud of you.
Thank you.
Babe, let's jump right into it because I don't want us to waste any time. What exactly are we going to be doing today?
So we're actually going to be doing it from scratch today. So I'm going to use my spicy roast and my noodles too, but I am actually going to be using my Devon curry noodles.
Yeah.
Because this is a fav and a little bit of the chili sauce here in between. So while I'm actually doing this, please do pay attention.
I'm paying attention.
I might take quite a bit of time. So
okay.
I'm going to start with the oil. This is actually for my roast in the meantime. While I'm doing that, just a bit of water on the side, just so my noodles can actually be quick. Because remember, this is a 2-minute noodles type of thing.
Yes.
I need to be actually quick on it.
I love that. And so essentially this is like a nice quick recipe, something I can make in 2 seconds and I'm full for the night.
So I call it my gold dinner.
Ooh.
So anytime I know that I'm in a rush and I actually need to get things done, this is my gold dinner for me.
I love that. Okay, while you cook, let's have a young chat just about your story because I feel like, you know, I want to know about the passion. Where did it come from for you to be someone who's in the kitchen cooking the whole time?
So I grew up as the first child and every time my mother would actually come back home in a rush, actually late, and I have to do schoolwork.
Yes.
Right after schoolwork, I actually have to also now cook and get things done. So my passion for cooking came from that. So
I
this is
love
also a love language for me. So this is how I show people I love that, hey, I love you by cooking for them.
Yeah.
So it's more of, I grew up in a family where they also love cooking. I become in between. My mother also shows me, hey, here's something you can do, the recipes once in a blue moon. So I'd say every year around this time and around Christmas, we definitely have a salad recipe along the way or a meat recipe that we have to do. So that's where the love came from.
So you love us today, Nyaka, because you're here to cook for us. Thank you. I love that.
So this is my love to you.
This is something that I think is so cute because I would never imagine putting, you know, spicy force with like an egg noodle. Where did this recipe come from exactly?
So this came from this other morning. I think I once did this 2 or 3 years back for my mother and my parents. We actually just did quick sausages and eggs along the way.
Yeah.
So I just wanted something quick and they loved it. So since then, this other day I thought, since I'm joining this campaign, let me try something nice and quick. As I said, it's a goal dinner.
Yeah.
And I had just came back from my hair appointment, maintenance day, and I thought, let me just do something like this. And that's where it came from. But I had to remember that I did it one day for somebody I love. So this is where the love came from.
Oh, that's beautiful,
So
baby.
since then, I've been blown away.
Come on. And of course, we also know that there's, you know, always just a little bit of a magic touch that comes to a different dish. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
With each and every one that you make, there has to be some sort of creativity. What do you think makes a dish stand out?
For me, what makes a dish stand out is the spices.
Should we get our noodles in as well, my babe?
Sorry.
No, let's do it. I just want this dish. That's all I want.
So it's
And
actually
share
the
with everyone.
spices for me. I'm just going to be honest. If you don't know how to use the spices, it's going to be a problem because a lot of people will tell you I prefer a certain spice simply because there's a certain flavor to it, right? And also the garlic, I have to add. A garlic and a bit of a fresh parsley or any fresh, what is this, prawns that it actually makes a lot of sense with that. Because
I love that.
a lot of people would say, no, I have a certain sauce. Yes, I do add a couple of sauces just to make it a bit of a flavor. I think you saw the sugar on the side.
Yes.
So with the sugar, I just wanted to maintain the spices in between because remember, I'm using something spicy. So I had to actually maintain the flavor because tasting bites are not all the same with all of us.
I love
So the minute it gets there, somebody would say it's too spicy for me. I don't want to.
So what are we adding today exactly in terms of those spices to our...
So I did a Durban curry masala that I'm actually going to add in the spices.
Okay.
That's only the spice I'm adding today and a bit of a garlic. So I did think that, remember I also have noodles that are Durban curry, remember?
Yes.
So I actually wanted to make sure that the flavor is kept and still going. Nothing can disturb me in between of that. So this is why I had to make sure I'm adding the sugar.
Beautiful. And would you add all of those spices into the noodles? Is that what we'd be doing?
No. So
Oh, you
I
add it into-
add
yeah.
all the spices in the sausages.
Oh.
So
Hey,
all these
this is a
spices
tasty
come hand
dish.
in hand with the sausages, not actually with
the noodles right
no,
now.
Unfortunately.
Love that. And Nyakalo, with that being said, I can see we're getting busy here. I want to actually taste this before we get this whole shebang going.
Please.
Can we have a young taster together?
All right, no problem.
And I love that you came up with this out of nowhere. For me, that is one of my favorite things about it. The time has come, Expresso family. Here we go.
All right.
Mmm.
Can you tell about the sugar I told you about?
Mmm, that is so good.
So the flavor's still kept in, and you can still tell that there's a bit of a sausage and egg on the side.
Yes, I really like that. And like it's spicy, but not too spicy.
Yes.
And it also just really like, it all comes together so nice. Like I can taste the different spices.
You can tell that
there's an amalgamation.
Definitely.
Delicious. I love that. And Nakalo, one last thing I need to ask you, you know, just us getting into you and being part of this competition, you know, what are you hoping for exactly?
More than anything, I'm hoping somehow I'll actually take this as a career for me, cooking.
Yeah.
Because I definitely do love cooking. It's more of a bit of a passion, but it's something I love doing because I love doing it.
Beautiful.
So hopefully with this competition, I'd get to do it as a career. Profession one.
Love that for you, all my babes. You already have the CETA accredited, certification that's going to be coming your way. So congratulations on that
Thank you
again.
so much.
But well done, and I wish you all of the best, my love.
Thank you.
Ooh. Mzansi, this is where you come in. You can tell that this queen, she knows what she's talking about, okay? She's one of the top 10 for the Maggie Cook the Difference campaign, and it is the competition where you get to decide who is going to come out on top. All of the details that you need, the way in which you can get involved is just by heading on over to @Maggie South Africa. That is where you can also get a whole lot of exciting recipes. I know I need them. I'm not like one of those cooks who does a whole lot of recipes and give me the simple. Excuse me, give me the simple stuff. I am there. And this is where you also come in. Make sure that you do the right thing and be a part of this beautiful journey for Maggie's Cook the Difference campaign, where, as we told you, everyday meals become beautiful, cultural, creative deals, and something that I genuinely feel like we can all enjoy just by being in the kitchen. Right about now, there's still so much more to come right in this small time we still have together. Raul and Carissa, please tell Mzansi, what can we still look forward to on the show?
Oh, well, we got to get into it. Since you're in the kitchen, we'll also be in the kitchen. And in just a little bit, we get into one of my favorite snacks of all time. It's a samosa. In some places, they call it a samosa or smoothie. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's so good.
Listen.
A pocket of goodness.
I think in Cape Town, they call it soul food because it really just does feed the soul. And speaking of, we've got Nick Soul still in the studio. He's going to be performing Mali in just a bit. So, Mzansi, there's so much to look forward to. You don't need to go anywhere. We'll see you around the corner.
There are stories of strivers, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, you guessed it. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, opening up on S3. And what an incredible few hours we've had on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So much great conversation, great food, great entertainment. So let's keep it in the kitchen and keep the food going, right?
I'm very excited about this because we're going to get into a samosa.
Oh, we
I
are.
love a samosa.
It's soul food. It's something that everybody loves. So, Mzansi, listen up. Because of tonight's episode of Color Your Plate with Koo, I think it's all about family well-being. And what better way to bring everyone together than with something delicious, something easy to make, a snack that is perfect for sharing. We are talking about a cheese and corn samosa. And it's crispy, it's cheesy, and packed with flavor. Ideal for a cozy night with all the family or just yourself, right? That doesn't matter. This is going to be exceptional.
Even
And
just a Tuesday morning.
we're doing it from scratch, bro. Literally from the pastry. What do you got in your hand there?
Listen, this is a samosa pastry. I just learned that it's specifically for samosas today.
So it's not just like a rectangular phyllo pastry.
No, but you probably could, but then it's more of a spinacopita. But today we're going to do a samosa. So I've learned how to do this. You take one, I'll take one.
Okay, you're going to teach me.
I'm going to teach you.
All right, let's do it. So we have
a rectangle.
the rectangle.
Take it in your hand.
Okay.
You're going to put it over.
Okay, fold that like a little diamond vibe.
And then
you go again.
Okay, wait, let me try again. So you're gonna go over.
Okay, yeah.
And then you're gonna make a pocket like
Cool.
this.
So that like that, right?
Yeah.
You got a pocket there.
And then you put your filling in it. You actually need to make the filling
Okay, that would help. Okay,
We should
so we've
start
got
it
the
there.
technique on how we're
I'm
going to
gonna
make
work on
these.
this. I'm
All right,
gonna
you
work
can
on
work on that. I'll work on what's going inside here because we promised cheese and corn, which we have right here. So cheese is going in. That's already been grated for us. So let me just pop that into the bowl. Again, obviously, if you are wanting to create your own flavors, your own innards of the samosa. What's the inside of a samosa actually
It's the
called?
innards, you're right.
Samosa innards.
Officially.
Officially, we're making that the thing to say. But it's really simple, like I said. If you don't have cheese and corn, you can get creative with like last night's supper even works, whether it was made with mince or chicken or it was a curry.
Yep.
You can stuff it into these samosa pockets, but we're going for a classic here. So I've got salt and pepper, like I said, cheese and corn. We've got garlic going in there. We've got some great spices, some onion.
Oh, lovely.
I must just say the onion makes a big difference with regards to keeping the moisture. So if you want the inside of your samosa to stay moist, onion actually really helps do exactly that.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so just a little tip if you are wondering, how is it that my samosa is all hard, dry and crunchy? Well, you did put your onions in maybe. So
Your
get that
samosas
going.
are hard, dry, and crunchy.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that. You want a soft on the inside, crunch on the outside. Okay. Insides are done. You ready for the pocket filling?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to pay attention.
Some places call this a golden pocket, but I think that is blasphemy, personally. It's a samosa, guys. Okay, this is going to be a mini
Got it
one.
in the pocket, yeah?
Got it in the pocket.
It's like a mini one, actually, yeah?
You fold it over.
Okay. Everyone's silently watching.
You make a triangle.
Look, it's not bad. It's not bad. I don't think that's bad at all. Can I have a try?
You
at this?
have a
'Cause
try.
I was watching Tiffany, and I think Tiffany's going to show us exactly how to do it. But I'm going to try my hand at this. So we've got the fold, number one. And look, Tiffany's coming in here saying, no. I need to sort this out.
Is it Tiffany or Tofaswa now? Who are we dealing with?
Okay. Strike two.
Strike two. Okay, Tiff, talk to us here because Carissa almost got it right. So I got the pocket here, right?
I'll put it over like that first.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put it like that. Then I have a
Oh, that's what I do.
Ah, I see. Okay. You only showed me once, so in all fairness.
Show me about 4 times.
I feel like you guys sabotage because it's like broken, but it's fine.
No.
Oh, you see, there is an art to folding a samosa, actually.
There we go. I'll just take my finger quickly like that.
And that is
it's
what?
It's too much, eh? But don't worry, it's fine.
Okay. That is what I'll use some of that.
Okay. Tiffany, you've been amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tiffany. You can.
So now that we had the pro teach us exactly how, do you think we can get another go at this?
I think we
Do
should.
you want to try again?
That's what we're going for.
Okay.
This is the middle ground.
The bar has been set.
The bar has
by
been
Tiff
set.
herself. I'm going to try my pocket over here.
Okay. I'm also going to try.
So you kind of had like, you had it though. It was just a little bit like
I just didn't
coney.
do this one.
More like a
That.
coney vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? Samosa by any shape will still be delicious.
It will. If you get the fillings good, then this is going to taste even better.
Fold over.
Okay, not bad.
Go around.
I think I got it.
And then you go like this.
I think I got it.
But it just mustn't fall out.
Even if your samosa almost looks like a square, that's okay. That's okay. All right.
You know, the aunties years to learn this.
It's actually working. I think the more you make, eventually by like the 5th or 6th samosa, you're going to be creating perfection, ready to sell.
Triangles. Absolutely. Okay. Let's see if I can do this while talking to you, Mzansi, because she's a multitasker. Now, to get this recipe and ingredient list, all you have to do is head over to expressoshow.com. And the great thing is that you actually stand a chance to win weekly with Koo and Melware. Now, show us what you created for your eating together moment using any 2 Koo products, and then you can stand a chance to win one of 12 Melware appliance sets. That includes an air fryer. You could also probably make this in an air fryer. A frying pan, a stick blender, panini press, and grinders up to the value of 4,800 Rand. Now post a picture of your colorful plate on social media and tag Koo using hashtag #ColorYourPlateWithKoo. Remember to, of course, use that handle @KooFoodSA to enter. And don't forget to tune in and catch Color Your Plate with Koo. It happens Tuesdays at 7 o'clock on SABC2. It's time for us to put these in the fryer. Our samosas are ready.
I think I got it.
You got it.
I think I got it.
Well
Thanks
done.
to Tiff, of course. But again, Mzansi, get this recipe, get inspired, and have fun with it. Yum! Oh, this actually turned out amazing. And the fries on too. Nice, nice. Look at that. Golden brown perfection. Nailing it.
Thank you.
Oh, I love it. It couldn't be better than that, Mzansi. Perfection at its finest. Samosas that you can find at expressoshow.com. Inspired by all the incredibleness when it comes to coup. And what are you waiting for? Go get your inspiration on. Nicely done. Oh, that looks good. Woo!
This Tuesday on Color Your Plate with Coup.
It's all about family well-being. Let's go!
I work well under pressure. I feel like I am on track.
We're halfway, we've got 3 minutes left.
I think I'll be fine. It's not the right canvas.
Gotta make sure.
I'm very confident.
It's all gonna be in the taste.
Yeah, yeah.
As long as the taste is nice. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. Yeah.
I'm done.
I think that's a wrap. Color Your Plate with Coup. This Tuesday at 7 p.m. only on SABC2.
This one is, your one is perfect.
Okay, so we're talking about perfection when it comes to samosas, and we just have the final product here, and just some tips for you guys if you are trying this at home. The reason why this looks the way it does is because our oil was a little bit too hot. We still got the crisp though, we still got everything perfect, but that's just a great tip for you at home if you are trying this. But please do try it because it's delicious.
It's so good. In fact, let's try one.
Let's try one. While we try one, I want you to go nowhere, Mzansi, because Nick is coming through. Nick Soul in the building is going to be in Jersey, and he's performing Mali in just a bit. So while we crunch on this, you get to be entertained. I can't wait.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Let me tell you something special. Your dreams could become a reality by playing Powerball and Powerball Plus for 28 million rand in total estimated jackpots this Tuesday. Now, don't get left behind, right?
Don't get left behind. Honestly, this is a lot of money. Seriously, we need to tell you about this. So play Powerball for an estimated 10 million rand, and then you got Powerball Plus for an estimated 18 million rand. And that's happening today.
It's so much money, Raul. We will laugh straight to the bank with that amount of money. So buy your tickets now in store. You can head to nationallottery.co.za. There's the mobile app, there's cell phone banking, or simply just dial *120 *7529#, and that one is for USSD.
Yeah, now this is a lot of money, so we want you to get involved. And we posted all of these details on our Expresso social media pages, so you can go check check them out right now, and you can Panda, Push Up, Play the Powerball and Powerball Plus for 28 million rand in total estimated jackpots today. So the only thing is that you have to play in order to get lucky and win big. So what are you waiting for?
I
Get
love
involved.
that. Well, right now, what we want to get involved in is heading over to Joburg. Nick Sol is standing by with that incredible performance. And on our side, I want another samosa. How about you?
Okay, let's go. Bring it on.
Ooh, Heidi, while Cape Town crunches down on a samosa right here in Johannesburg, Nick Sol's about to take us on a spiritual journey with a song that I know is going to end off the show on a high. Everyone, please give it up for the king with the song Dingomo Tobabe. Come on!
It's a song about losing love. To those who've lost love before, never give up on love. Utse kimi lutsandvo lwakho angeke luphele. Utse kimi lilanga angeke lishone manje kusele inhlitiyo letsabukile manje kunjena tinyembe titami tiosulwa ngubani tingomo tababe maye yabhlunga inhlitiyo tingomo maye dibhlungu deltsandvo ubabetile labatsala hayibo silekeleleni bo nelanga seliyasho ngisho nemoya uphelile manje kusele inhlitiyo letsabukile manje kunjena tinyembe titami tiosulwa ngubani. I don't wanna feel this way. I don't wanna feel this way.